like Canadian budget. But anyways, I can understand why you'd want to have an initiative to reduce the budget. I mean, clearly, look at the overspending that's happening. But finding $8 million contracts. Anyways, something big has got to be done if you want to even just get back to a balanced budget. Balanced budget, by the way, is also a budget that loses money, right? That has to find further funding. So there's a lot of work to do. Anyways, as was said during the election campaign, trillions are going to need to be found to be taken out of the budget to really have an effect. So it's we'll have to see what happens, but there's a lot of work to do if that's going to occur. So what do we mean? What does that mean for the market? Well, frankly, from a budget point of view, nothing's really changed, right? I mean, the U.S. economy, at least the U.S. federal spending, is pretty much at the same pace. Unfortunately, there's a lot of small things with big impact that are catching news headlines, like layoffs of individuals and that. But the reality is, laying off employees, frankly, doesn't save you a lot of money on the budget. It's the big defense spending, subsidies to corporations, like those are the things that are huge, big ticket items that would have a big impact. And I find it fascinating anyways, that so far, out of all the initiatives from Doge, we actually haven't heard of any approaches they've taken on reducing any of those big corporate subsidies and rebates that frankly would save the government at least the billions, if not tens of billions of dollars, versus the stuff that they have been targeting. So at this point anyways, all we can do is watch the numbers, and from our point of view, figure out how we take advantage of this in the marketplace, right? That's our job here, and that's what we're trying to figure out. So let's take a look at what some of the stocks that are moving might give us an indication of our best targets for today.
All right, absolutely. Peter, we have our own indicator at the Moretta household, and that is when I go shopping and I spend $250 on groceries, if I get more than 4 bags, we're good. But right now, we're not good. We're not good. So that's my own indicator. I don't care what Dutch does. I don't care what anybody else does. My indicator is I want to go to the grocery store, and I'll tell you when the inflation is down. It's not down right now, my friend. I'll tell you that right now. It is way too expensive on everything. It is unbelievable.
I know I'm the old man, and we've got the old man memes there, but I still think of the times when I had 3 kids and my wife and I would each be pushing a cart, and we'd have, how you put the kid in the front of the cart, right? And we'd
Absolutely.
each push a cart of groceries, and we'd have 2 full carts of groceries for our family of 5. And I was always very upset when the price came in over $200. Like
with 2
for
full
2
carts.
carts,
Yeah.
2 full carts of groceries. And I'm like, my kids aren't that old. I mean, we're talking, admittedly, this is probably a 20-year-old reference, but 20 years ago when we were pushing the kids around like that, like I literally could get 2 full carts of groceries for $200. I kid you not. The other day I went and I had 2 baskets, like those little plastic baskets they give you now, or at least that we use here, that you could hold in your hands.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was well over $200 for those 2 little hand carried baskets. Like, anyways, yeah,
it's expensive out there. So it's
is.
crazy.
It's stunning to think of. Anyways.
So let's get to it, friends. We did have a little snafu, and our YouTube didn't go on right away, but we fixed that, so you guys are on now. If you guys missed probably the first 5 minutes, we shared the secrets of how to become a successful traders in 30 days, so a profitable millionaire. So sorry about that. If somebody's nice, they might want to share you, but you guys are on now on YouTube, and we appreciate you being there. Look at our gappers list again. Again, as we mentioned earlier, for those on YouTube, there's a bunch on here. We're not going to get to everything. Everything is on the green. Some with news, like Intel has amazing news today alongside TSMC. Yep. Well, no, Peter will fill you in on that, but a lot of them is they're just bouncing back from the sell-off we had yesterday. So let's look at the first top 3 only, and then we're going to hop around to get to the good stuff, because I want to really cover some of the stuff like Intel and some other ones, some semis that are moving this morning. We'll start with the first one, DWTX, because usually the top of the list is not usually the best tickers, and as you can see, I'm right here. DWTX, not a great one. Dogwood Therapy, I think it's the first time I see this ticker, because I would have remembered that name. Dogwood Therapy. I don't like the charts here at all, Peter. Anything exciting going on there?
Not really. I mean, they have a equity conversion scenario, so they're jumping up this morning because they had about $19.5 million of loans that they have come to an agreement to convert the loans into shares. So they basically said, "Hey, tell you what, wipe out the debt, and we'll give you a bunch of shares in the company," which is interesting actually, because that's roughly no cost to them, and it could be great appreciation in return, assuming the company's valuation goes up over time. So interesting that the company who's doing the lending decided to take that deal. So, anyways, they basically get to wipe $19.5 million off their balance sheet in exchange for a bunch of preferred equity shares. So, yeah, good news for them. Not really a tradable event, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't look good. Let's head over to Rocket Lab, RKLB this morning. So RKLB, we are up 8.5 right now, 836,000 shares traded. I like the daily too. The daily's got a bit of a double bottom here going back into end of February into yesterday. So that looks interesting. And the pre-market action also looking pretty nice. Now, Peter, I know a lot of stuff is bouncing back, but this looks like it was kind of ready for a bounce here. Is there anything going on with it today?
Yeah, they got a big new contract. So, and I didn't actually know this. Airbus Constellation Satellites. So this is a division of Airbus, who we know, big competition to Boeing, makes airplanes. Apparently, they also make satellites. And Rocket Lab got a contract to provide solar panels for their low Earth orbit satellites for the Eutelsat group. Anyways, whatever that is. But anyways, they're providing solar panels for their low Earth orbit satellites. So good news for Rocket Lab. Big contract for them. Good move up. This actually should be a tradable event. It's just got to get the volume. I mean, we're not bad. 800,000 shares so far this morning. You've got to see this volume continue for this to really sort of prove to be a good trading stock. But it's a potential, Carlos. I think, might be worth watching, but that volume's got to, again, stay high here.
Yeah, it could be a good secondary today. I mean, I just feel like the list has so many great names. It's gonna be hard for them. But I do like the daily. I do like the pre-market activity we're getting here. Yeah, let's put it on a secondary, friends. We can always take it off if we find something better. But I really like, in fact, one thing, they got news, so it's not just a regular rebound from yesterday. Yeah, I really like this one. We'll put it on the secondary list there. Oh, look at this. This should be a Canadian ticker, Peter. Eh? Why is that not a? It should be a Canadian ticker. Absolutely, eh?
Yeah.
What's going on with EH?
I thought the same thing. I thought that was humorous, but no, this is Ehang Holdings, a aerospace and defense company out of China. They had earnings. They announced their earnings. They had a good quarter. Not a lot of analysts follow this really, so every once in a while I find that it does pop up on earnings, but it's not. It's not usually a tradable opportunity.
Yeah. So it doesn't look good. Peter, in my previous life, I used to work a lot with Canadians, and there were a couple that actually moved over from Canada and they worked in our office, but they were from a different company, but they were working in house because we had such a great relationship with as far as the transportation. And man,
Right.
you don't say A as much as these guys did. Like it's every single sentence, and they didn't even notice until I mentioned it. Why you guys always say A? Because I had no clue about Canada and anything about how they talked. And they realized how much they actually said. It's like every other sentence. It was wow. And once you picked it up,
Yep.
you couldn't stop hearing it. But you don't use it as much. I noticed.
No, I mean I spent most of my career working for large U.S. corporations, so I
Okay,
think it
yeah,
probably just got you got beat out of me.
gotcha. Awesome. All right, friends. Let's take a look at what else we got going on here. We'll look at one more SMCI, and I'm sure I'm gonna like this one here. Oh yeah, I am. It is up 7.9 right now, 2.8 million shares traded at the moment. Daily also looks really nice. What did I just do? Oh, here we go. Daily looks really nice here as well, as you can see here. Really nice support and bouncing out of this now. Now, Peter, let's talk about SMCI, and then let's talk about all semis, right? Because we got Intel with some stuff, Nvidia's moving up. All this stuff has some juice to it this morning.
Yeah, so there's a lot of intermingled news here on the semiconductor front. So And Intel seems to be at the core of it. So let's talk SMCI, and we're gonna progress quickly perhaps to Intel. But Supermicro, they actually had a good day yesterday. I don't know if anybody was following them. They had some interesting moves, and I know that a number of our members were watching it and trading it. So it started, like most stocks, sort of choppy and bouncing around, but it closed the day sort of moving higher into the close, and it looks like it's continuing that this morning. Did have some news that they're looking to expand their AI chip offerings to get into what they're calling now AI at the edge and embedded workload. That they're, I guess these are other applications for AI chips. They've also announced that they are going to be basing some of their solutions around an Intel chipset, the Xeon 6 processor family. They're going to be building some of their AI infrastructure around. So that's good news for Intel. But yeah, Supermicro is one of those that, remember, there's big targets here, right? They really have to make some moves because they delivered about $30 billion worth of revenue last year. They've committed, or their CEO is committed, that they are going to do 40 billion this year. That's a 25% growth. And, that's a big number to try and find new business on. So we'll see what they're able to accomplish. But for the morning, anyways, it's looking good. It's definitely in play. Some good volume, good price action. So I actually like SMCI this morning.
Yeah, I really do. It looks really good here. I love the daily on it and also the pre-market as well. So I'm gonna add it to my list. SMCI looks really nice today. All right, let's go back to our gappers list. Again, the list, guys, brought to you by tradingterminal.com, and let's talk crypto. So I see
We
a
should go
bunch
to
of crypto
Intel.
stuff. Actually, yes. Let's keep
let's just
keep
do
on.
Intel since we're there.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, because Intel's got some news. So first, the SMCI news is good, but that's the small news. The bigger news is that Intel owns this foundry, which is the only targeted chip manufacturing foundry in the U.S. And keep in mind, this thing is still in design phase, right? Like, as far as I know, I'm not even sure if they've broken ground or if there's a building, but it's definitely nowhere near production. However, there's been interest from everybody, right? A lot of concern over the ability to continue to acquire supply and the manufacturing capability out of Taiwan, which means that Intel is suddenly in this catbird position where they're able to take advantage of this foundry concept that they've had for years, but it only now is getting a lot of take up. So they've had interest in the last couple of weeks, right, from Nvidia and Broadcom, who said they were talking with them and looking to be interested. This morning, the news that is on top of those companies that want to join with them to use the foundry services, apparently, this is rumor, not fact, but a big Taiwan chip manufacturer called TSMC has approached the consortium, or led by Intel, to see if they'd be interested in having them run it. So they've got a lot of experience, of course, running these things. They run some of the largest chip fab plants in the world out of Taiwan, and they're saying, "Hey, we could run your fab plant here in wherever that is." I can't remember. Was this one based in? I have to look at it again, whether it's based in Texas or it's the one that was in Utah, or it doesn't matter. It's somewhere in the U.S. that they're building this. So is it Arizona? Okay, so TSMC's in Arizona as well. There you go. So they like, really, that's they're getting a lot of interest, right? Like, every time we hear another one of these large corporations taking an interest, you can tell this foundry is got some legs to it. But again, keep in mind, again, like, there's a lot of work to be done before this thing really starts to mass produce the type of chips that the US desperately wants to try and produce onshore, right? Because a lot of these super high-end AI chips, hey, look, it would be important, I can understand, for national security and other reasons to want to produce them onshore, especially with don't forget the news we got at the end of last week. Remember those arrests that happened in Singapore? Because there was a bunch of people buying these chipsets or buying computers that were then getting redirected to countries that they weren't supposed to. So, like, there's real concerns about, how this supply is being managed. So again, this news is good for us from a trading point of view, because if you like to trade the semis like I love to do, this just sort of can reinvigorate it, because we all know the semis over the last couple of days have been taking some of the brunt of the market downturn. I mean, let's face it, the month of February has not been, and of course March so far, not been that kind to the semiconductor sector. So I'm all for it. Intel might also be in play. So far we've got SMCI and Intel in play, and then of course you've got, the secondary. They're only secondary for today, where you've got Nvidia and AMD and Broadcom, and like it feels like the whole chip sector is sort of grabbing some headlines today, and gives us a chance to play whichever one you want.
Yeah, and on top of that, with that deal, Peter, they're also looking to tap into Nvidia and AMD. Like, they're all involved in this. So this company is talking to each and every one of them to use Intel's infrastructure. So it's pretty big if they can get this going. So we'll see how it goes. Again, chip sector's definitely in play. I'll have Intel on my list today. I mean, it's definitely got something going on. Up 5.6, 13 million shares traded. And of course, how can we not watch Nvidia? I mean, Nvidia is 10 million today, up 4.5, and their pre-market action looking really nice this morning. Can you believe Nvidia was sitting at 105 yesterday? Again, just awesome. All right, looking good there.
On Nvidia, by the way, again,
Yeah.
since we're segueing through the whole semi sector, Nvidia and AMD both had some interesting news. Well, some opportunity this morning. JP Morgan and Citibank were both, they sent independent newsletters to their large, their deep pocketed clients, high value clients, I guess they would call them, and suggested that the pullback on both Nvidia and AMD stock prices is a buy opportunity. So that, they probably didn't try too hard to keep that memo secret, but because it benefits them if the public hears about that, and it drives the price higher, because they get to say, see, I told you so. But yeah, it's interesting that it's being touted potentially as a buy opportunity at this level. And keep in mind, Nvidia, having hit a high of $150, was close to 100 yesterday. I mean, or as close as it's been in about 6 months now, as it hit a low of like 103, I think, yesterday. And then AMD, which also had been, has been beaten down. It's even worse, right? Because it was a high of like $175 and is sitting just under 100 right now. So yeah, significant loss of value there. And hey, it's, again, I'm all for it. If it's considered a buy opportunity, let's keep the momentum going. Let's get this thing moving. It's creates good trading opportunities for me.
Yep, absolutely. All right, there you got it. All those tickers in play, my friend. Pick your favorite semis. I got SMCI, Intel. Even Intel with this news is still, it can still be pretty bad. I really think, given how this list looks today, and given that we have SMCI, we have Nvidia, which is somewhat part of this Intel news as well, alongside AMD. I believe Nvidia and AMD would trade better than Intel, even though this whole entire program is going to benefit Intel more than anyone, because it's probably the worst trading ticker and the company that's doing the worst when it comes to tech companies, right? Given how well all these tech companies have done, and you look at Intel and their charts looks messy, so this is great for them. Nvidia probably could care less, and then anybody else, and probably AMD. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stick with SMCI and Nvidia, my main list, and we'll put Intel on a top secondary here, because I just feel like they're not the best. All right, another one that I want to talk to before we get to you guys and your tickers is POTR. I mean, POTR has been extremely active. Yesterday, we had a lot of activity on it. Today, again, we're up 6.7 on it. The daily looks also pretty clean here. I want to have this on my list today. I think it can trade very well, and it's one stock that we definitely do like. So I'm going to put POTR on here. Peter, is there anything driving POTR besides just maybe a bounce off the recent sell-offs?
I mean, I don't see anything particularly new. There's some rumors about, Palantir being well positioned to grab some new customers for AI services. You're right, though. They've been definitely in play. It's been moving the last 2 weeks or so. At first, they thought that there was going to be a big impact on them with government contracts being cut, and thought that their contracts were sort of easy fodder for Doge. But then it became clear that Doge was not taking that path, and then there might be increased opportunity for Palantir. So it went from bearish to bullish very quickly on PLTR, and look, it's in play one way or the other. So we'll see what happens over the next little while. But the volume is still there. Like we've got 4.7 million shares traded already this morning. As you can see, this price action pretty much looks like the stock is open. So yeah, it's not a bad play. I mean, it's tough for me to identify my typical patterns on it, I find, but it's definitely moving. I mean, just look at the chart from yesterday. You can sort of see, if you were careful and had the right ability to identify this, I mean, you had big swings up and down several times over the course of the day that you could take advantage of. So yeah, Carlos, it's a good trading stock.
Yep, absolutely. Let's take a look here, friends. Let's see what else we have going on here on our list. Yeah, let's stop here. So this is our gappers list. Again, as I mentioned, we have tons going on here. I'm not going to go through everything. I mean, everything you could think of is probably on here. I do like American Airlines for other reasons. But Peter, anything that you like this morning that we have not gone over?
Well, you started to mention Bitcoin before I rudely interrupted you a minute ago. And Bitcoin prices have been just hammered over the last couple of days, hitting a low yesterday of about 77,000. In fact, I think it's 76,900 or so is probably what it hit on the low late last night. Made a little bit of a recovery. It's at 84,000 now. This is still, I would argue, at the low end of its stable price. Like if this thing drops below 80 and stays there, or heaven forbid goes below 70, there may be some panic in the Bitcoin space. For the moment, it's okay, but not great. So all these Bitcoin stocks, I think, are in play. Again, every time Bitcoin sort of moves up a little bit, there seems to be a little bit of hope. Everybody's like, yeah, let's get back to 100,000. But you hear a lot less at the moment, don't you, of the to the moon on Bitcoin, because everybody's just trying to stay above ground, I think. So they're not even looking at the moon a little bit. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Bitcoin prices, I actually don't hope that they tank, because that would be just another element of panic in the market that frankly we don't need right now. But they aren't looking good at the moment, in my opinion. So whatever stock you want, if you want to try one against that, MSTR has been in play, Mara, Coin, all those ones, they're all sort of maybe going to come back and play. But again, I'm not going to hold out a lot of hope on those. I'll just watch the Bitcoin price. If it starts to really move up or down, then I think you can go back and take a fresh look at an MSTR, for example, and see how it's playing and if there's a trading opportunity from an equities point of view. If you trade crypto directly, then you know what? You could have lots of fun. Go for it. Hood, I saw you put up there a second ago, Carlos. Yeah, Hood is sort of indirectly related. They've been hit, of course, because they had heavily invested in crypto. It actually gave them a good quarter last quarter when they announced their numbers. Hood's also had some news where they're making moves into different market segments, trying to expand their business, right, with their investment advisory services portfolio. Obviously, they've long been, they started as the low-cost equities trader of choice, and then moved into crypto and some other markets. Yesterday, there was some news on them that they settled while they had to pay about 20. I think it was 29.5 million. At least they've made a settlement for some of the penalties that they were having for some earlier activity that they had undergone. Robinhood, people still seem to be a little sort of bullish on it. So I'm thinking that there might be some movement opportunity in Robinhood. This is a tough one though, right? Like you can watch this for days and days and days and have it do nothing, but then there'll be that one day when it just moves so nice that you're like, oh, why didn't I trade it? It's hard to find, right? Like how much time do you spend watching it, waiting for that day it's going to move? Again, I have no idea whether today is going to be the day, but I did see it on our list earlier. I noticed that it's moving fairly well in the pre-market. So, you might want to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, Hood actually looks pretty active here, and even Mara. Like I went through all of them, Coin, MSTR, but Mara's pre-market activity, again, it looks pretty clean right now. So could be something to keep on the secondary maybe. I like their volume at 1.3, and also Hood's got some good volume, even better actually, sitting at for the pre-market volume 2.7 million, which is quite a bit. So Yeah, I'm gonna put Hood on here. Maybe I'll leave Mara off for now. We'll look at Hood, because if you guys remember, Hood traded very well just a couple of weeks ago. They had a really nice intraday action. So we'll love to see what's taking place there. All right, let's go ahead and stop here. Peter, what do you like from the gappers, or not in the gappers list that we haven't talked about, and then we'll head over to the gap down.
Well, we're between earnings season, so I don't really have any earnings for you. Nothing to really report on that front. Like we talked about, like pretty much all, I think, yeah, of the Magnificent Seven stocks are green today. So big change from where we've been the last 2 days. I think, like yesterday, you can sort of pick whichever stocks you like and watch them, especially on sort of the large moving stocks. Tesla has been, of course, hugely in the news in the last little while. Yesterday, the look, the I don't know what to call it, the press conference, the sales pitch, the whatever. There was I think 5 Teslas that were brought into the White House grounds, and President Trump did a little ad campaign for Tesla there, getting into one, and said that he's going to buy it but can't drive it, and he said he's just going to lend it out to people at the White House. Don't know how that works, but in any event, it's look, it's interesting. It creates a little buzz. I mean, again, I like trading Tesla as a trading stock. I think it's something well worth watching because it moves nicely. It gives you an opportunity, again, whether it's going up or down. It, like the rest of the market, is moving up. It's up 6% already this morning on decent volume, so it's in play. Whatever you may think of that event, if it creates movement in the stock, then it gives us trading opportunities. So there you have it. But yeah, Tesla, I think, is one to keep on the list for today. And like I said, any of the Magnificent Seven, pretty much, you want to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna add Tesla to my list for sure. I mean, it is a real fun stock to trade here. So Tesla on deck this morning, already 8.4 million shares traded. Nice little bounce here. Again, they've just been having such a tough time. Obviously, we've been talking about this for a while now, so we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get to the gap down, friends, and get your tickers ready. We'll look at what you guys have on your end, but let's see what's gapping down this morning off the gap down list. We have a couple of tickers here, starting with MLYS. We've seen this one before. I'm not a big fan, but today they're down 10%. They seem to have some volume going here. They are a low flow stock. I have 27 million here. It's the number I have. So let's see what's going on. So right now, down 10%, 387,000 shares traded. It is on SSR. I mean, it's dangerous, man. It looks like it's losing. It's kind of filling this gap up, right? So kind of covering that right now. I don't like it, man. It's too risky. I'd rather watch something else. Peter, what's your thoughts?
I am always nervous when a company is just too opportunistic. So yesterday they announced positive trial results on one of their big drugs. Today they announced the issuance of a secondary offering, so $175 million secondary offering. And there must be some significance in the number to them, but because I never figure out why they issue shares like this, but they're issuing 12,962,962 shares of its stock at $13.50. Why? What's the 962? Unless that means something I'm not aware of. But anyways, so $13.50 is the issue price for those shares. But they didn't just decide to do this yesterday. Like, clearly they had this in the offering, so they must have planned it where they were going to release the information on their phase trial, and then they are going to immediately hit the market with a whole bunch of new shares. So anyways, it always makes me suspicious when they're that opportunistic about grabbing the money. But I guess that's the game, right? So they're playing it well. Probably not a trading opportunity, right? Usually when you issue a secondary offering, it doesn't trade that well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on my list. We'll take a look at XPEV here. Let's take a look at XPEV, a good buddy down. Well, not a good buddy. A good buddy's Tesla. XPEV down 5.7, 1.4 million shares traded. Again, we see them gap up or down, and then they don't do well intraday. So I'm not inclined to have it on my list, Peter, unless you have some kind of catalyst that we must watch on this one.
Yeah. XPav has been in the news for the last, well, it's been off and on. Remember yesterday we were talking about it, and thought that maybe that it was going to be getting into the robots, creating robots. So again, it felt like a little bit of a Me Too. Tesla started that trend, if it's a trend. Anyways, but interesting. We were looking at like Neo was moving yesterday. We thought, well, are they moving? Or were they moving because people thought they were also getting into robots, or were they moving
Oh
because they
man,
weren't getting into robots? I'm
I
not
have
sure.
I
But
have
in any
so
event,
much love for Neo, man. So much love. We made
do
so
you
much good trades. Oh yeah, dude. This stock is probably one of my all-time favorites, man. Not anymore. It's garbage.
really?
We got divorced. It's
Yeah.
horrible. Oh yeah, Neo was one of my favorite takers, man. Me and Neo
But the
made
love was
love
strong when it
music,
was
man.
there, right?
Love. Oh, we made love music.
Oh,
Absolutely.
oh,
Um,
okay. Well,
but
there
yeah,
you
they
go.
trade horrible, man. They're so garbage now.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Is
Yeah.
there anything? Do you like it today?
No, I don't. I just noticed
Okay.
that it was mentioned yesterday and people were watching it again. Why did it move yesterday? Like it had a good move yesterday, right? Big move up on it, relatively like a 10% move, but that only means about 50 cents worth. But still, a big move up for Neo. So, yeah, we're just trying to figure out why it was moving. Again, it
Oh
felt
yeah.
like a sympathy move, but they didn't announce robots, so why did they get to move? Anyways, we started this talking about XPev. XPev, sort of did get a move up yesterday on the robot announcement. Today it looks like they're gapping down. It's probably just like a second day, second day play where you sort of get the little bit of a drop. So
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, won't
I
be on my
just
list.
I want to make the commentary, just if I could, everybody, because I'm seeing comments on all sides. It is very, very difficult right now to talk about stocks and the market and the politics that are deeply affecting the markets without getting political. Look, again, I'll keep saying I'm Canadian, so I feel like I don't have as much of a stake in this, but I do understand how deeply people take comments and interpret them as political, and some I guess are political. Just do your best, people, to try and provide when you're talking about it. Don't provide strong opinions about a political directed opinion on this. Where it affects the market, we can talk about the event. We can try and interpret what the event means for the market, but try not to provide opinion about whether it's a good thing or a bad thing or a smart thing or a not smart thing. Like that's where it gets tough. I know I struggle with that sometimes too. We all have our opinions on this, but we want to do our best to try and keep it a friendly environment for everybody and just focus on what does it mean for stocks. How can we take advantage of that from a market perspective, and frankly all make money together, right? So it again, I know I struggle with it. I can imagine it's the same for all of you, especially as you hear others comments, but let's do our best to sort of step aside from it a little bit. All right, appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to the market here.
All right, absolutely. What we have on deck here is NVO, is another one off the gappers list, friends. This one here is down 4.7, 560,000 shares traded. They're just not having a good time. They continue to drop. If you look at this daily, down, down, and down. My concern with this stock always is the intraday might not give you the best opportunities, giving everything else that we can watch today. They do a lot of movement, during the off hours, right, during the market close. But then market open, you're not getting heavy movement. Peter, I know they had news today that's not treating them well. They won't be on my list. I'm not sure if you even want to get into it. What's your thoughts?
They've had a whole bunch of little news articles. It's amazing to me how much that, I mean, they do. This is a fairly large, pharmaceutical company, and they do lots of things, but it's the weight loss drugs that are getting all the attention and really driving their stock price. So there was news about, decreased competition in the space, and then there were some issues with their obesity drug not hitting some of its endpoint targets, right? One of the new ones that they were testing, so that brought it down. Then there was a story yesterday about the fact that they had a new $150 million deal for some of their drugs. So that was a good news story. This morning, there's news that there's a new rival on the way, creating another weight loss drug. So that's taking NVO, Novo Nordisk, down. So it seems like every time there's another piece of news here, it's driving this thing up or down. again, so much focus on these obesity drugs, or again, a lot of them are actually diabetes drugs that are being repurposed for obesity, or have found that they sort of have that knock-on effect, again, under very specific conditions. So anyways, just be careful with it. Whatever you do, trade it if you like. Cautious if you choose to use them for weight loss purposes, because so far, it seems like every one of them has side effects or having endpoint problems, right? Like early trials have looked really good on a lot of these drugs, and then only now are we hearing about long-term trials, and then you hear that there's problems with it. So trade it while you can, but be aware of the inherent risk, right? It's just one news article away from a surprise move. So this morning, NVO, you can see, moved down in the early trading, but look how flat it's been over the last couple hours. So Carlos, yeah, I probably not in play. Oh, they did get a price downgrade from Jefferies as well this morning on NVO, but my gut is telling me this is probably not going to be in play. It's not going to be a fun trading stock today, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe today they have the best chance to do something good, but they let us down so many times. And I think our list is just going to have better things to look at. Last one, just since it's there, Billy, again, Chinese ticker, that it's on deck this morning. So that they're down this morning, 3.7, 408,000. The volume is not explosive, so won't be on my list. But every time I look at Billy, it makes me want to look, or any Chinese ticker, JD or whoever, it makes me want to look, of course, at my favorite one, which is BABA, right? So I'm going to pull that up. And they're pretty flat right now. They got 1.1 million. I'm surprised how well they have, Peter, been able to maintain this pop. I mean, it's just sideways action here, and they have not given up their gains. So that's awesome. That's pretty good. But I don't see anything great. They don't seem to be in play. Neither does Billy at this point. I'm not sure if you like any of those.
No, I mean, this is the one area that's showing red on my screen, right? Baba, Billy, Baidu, those are red, where most everything else is green. So, yeah, maybe it's just a little bit of a sell-off here after yesterday, which didn't treat it bad actually for the Chinese segment. Alibaba did have some news this morning that they just released yet again. Like, you can constantly release these new AI models, especially when you have an open AI platform, right? It's easy for others to update it and release new versions into the wild. But interestingly, yesterday or early morning this morning, they announced that they had a new AI model that can read your emotions. So maybe I could use that, because I've been married for over 30 years and I can't still always read the emotions. So maybe I need to leverage that AI to help me out. But
not even robots can help us here, Peter. Not even robots can help us. We are so done. Not even
right.
that.
Yeah. Well, at least if I get it wrong, I could blame the robot instead of having to take the blame myself. But I'm not sure that'll help me in the long run. So, in any event, there you go. There's some news, but yeah, probably doesn't look all that exciting so far this morning.
Marla, one of our female traders in chat, is laughing. she's like, I'm laughing, but they're right.
That's right. Good luck, boys.
Good luck, boys. Good try. All right, friends, that's what we have. Peter, anything on the gap down? Then we'll get over to our YouTube chat and also our members on our chat room, what you guys like. But anything you like this morning that we haven't talked about as far as the gap down?
No, I think we covered it. Again, the only sector that I was noticing is that Chinese sector, if you want something that's moving down this morning. I noticed Verizon was slightly red, but I couldn't find any reason for that. So VZ is the ticker on Verizon. I don't really see any news, but it was odd that it was down when everything else was green in what I was looking at. So other than that, yeah, Carlos, I think it today feels like, well, at least so far, it's a gap up day, right? And again, I'm trying not to let my judgment be swayed by that, because we've seen the gap downs, right? Mornings where at this time every morning we talk about it, but then the market shoots up. So just because we're green right now doesn't mean the market couldn't shoot down. But I'll wait and see, right? The opening bell will help us determine what's going to happen next.
Yep, absolutely. All right, friends, let's take some tickers from you guys. Looking at our chat here, NVIDIA, ain't that the Nvidia ticker that that's the leverage one, right? NVIDIA. Yeah, so you can look at this one. No, is this it? Let me see. What is this? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an Nvidia ETF, the one that
yeah,
Andrew always trades.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's the 2 times leverage
Hmm.
long
Hmm.
Nvidia.
Yep.
Yeah,
So be careful, and if you do like it, just what usually Andrew does, he'll trade this one, but he'll be looking at the price action on Nvidia. Same thing with Tesla and
right.
TSLL. Just make sure you're looking at the actual price action of the stock, because that is where eventually that's going to go. And it's easy to read the price action on the actual ticker of the company. You're going to get more volume. You're going to get a lot more smoothness out of the price action. So be mindful of that. I see Ed being thrown out. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I personally don't like it, guys. EHang Holdings. I think we have better stocks to look at, but it is in play. It is up quite a bit this morning, so you could take a look at that. Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon yesterday was nice. Amazon did some pretty cool stuff here at the market open. Popped up pretty good there. And then later in the day, it had another nice run. But in the morning, did trade. This breakout here was very, very clean. Today, we're up 2.4 on it, 1.1 million shares traded. I like the V reversal we're getting here on the daily. A lot of tickers doing that as well. So you could pick your favorites. I'm not sure if Amazon's going to be one of my favorites to add on to this list. We'll put it on a secondary, and we'll see how that goes there.
Amazon announced yesterday that they are going to be taking the first 7 seasons of The Apprentice and adding them to their Prime Video service. So I don't
Of The
know.
Apprentice. What's that? Oh, that's the
You know,
Trump show.
the Trump's reality show from
Oh yeah, that's a
way
good show.
from like 20 years ago.
I enjoy that. I enjoy that show. I mean,
You
it's
know the
kind of
funny thing,
old.
I remember when I oh yeah, it's 20 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
When I
yeah.
the first season of The Apprentice, I absolutely loved. It was actually a great season because it was all about the people and the challenges they took. I think Trump was only there for the last. Was he there maybe at the end of every episode to like, to fire the person
Fire
who didn't
people.
make it,
Yeah, I think he was at the
but
start in the end a little bit. Yeah.
maybe, yeah, and that was his big tagline. That's basically, what he said. You're fired. But anyways, I thought the first season was actually really good, and then after that, it became more about it became more of a drama, and it always drives me nuts. Any show, right, where they become more of a people drama than about the events and that. Anyways, it always drives me nuts. I can name so many shows that have gone all dramatic in future seasons that it always drives me insane. And my wife gets angry because I'm like, I'm not watching this anymore because it's not about the events or the plot anymore. It's all about the drama between the people. And I'm like, I don't care. So,
Drama, man. It's what sells. It's what sells.
yeah.
All right, let's take a look here. So Amazon, on my secondary for now. We'll see where it goes here. I'm not sure if I'm going to have it on my main list. And I think I'm pretty set. We're going to keep watching to see where it goes. I got SMCI, Nvidia, PLTR, and Tesla, of course. And then secondary list, Intel, Rocket, Lab, Hood, and Amazon for right now. And we can keep adding things as we go. So let's get to our webinars and let's see what's going on there over at bearwithtraders.com. You can always log in there and see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Wednesday. We'll take a look at what's going on today.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, and it's an exciting Wednesday too, because we've got some not only changes to our format, but some new sessions coming. So let's start with the beginning of the day, when in the webinar room, we're going to have Pierre, who's going to talk and answer any of your questions in the webinar room for all of our elite members. It's really sort of an open forum to get any of your questions answered. He's been doing that for quite a while now, and he's going to have another session today. And then immediately on the heels of that, we've got a new session. Dr. Vanessa Charlin. Dr. Vanessa was with us yesterday. She was in the chat room. She was saying hi and trading with us. She's a very active trader and helps us on our psychology webinars. She's done some in the past, and she's going to be doing another psychology webinar later. You can see up there on March the 19th. But today, she's actually going to do a live trading session for all of her members talking about futures. So she's going to talk about how she trades futures, her future trading strategy, and obviously it's going to be a great session because not only is she going to share that, but her insight on how she manages those trades and how she stays on top of it. So that's going to be a live session at noon in the webinar room. It's a great opportunity to sort of trade with someone who knows their stuff and is a very active trader. So hopefully you'll join Dr. Vanessa Charland in the webinar room at noon today for that unique futures session that we're doing. It's the very first one, and it should be fantastic. I think a lot of us are really looking forward to dialing in for that, myself included. So keep in mind, noon in the webinar room for our elite members. You got to be an elite member to join that. And then tonight we've got a regular series of webinars at 8 p.m. Wesley is going to be talking about mental resilience and how you rethink discipline, emotion, and your emotional mindset. He'll go over that at 8 o'clock tonight, again, once again, in the webinar room. So hopefully you'll keep all three of those in mind. 11 noon with Dr. Vanessa Charlin, and of course Wesley tonight at 8 p.m. Those are our three sessions for today. If you want to join us in the chat room, if you want to become one of those elite members, you can access to those webinars and all of the library of past webinars that we've got, all the information that we've got in the chat room, plus of course the chat room access itself. Then join us here at bearabletraders.com. You can go to our website, put in just go to the main page, scroll down, and you can see the various options. Maybe Carlos, if you can throw those on the screen, you guys can look at anything. There you go, from the intro right to the elite, the annual, which is always your best deal. Check it out. If you want to just join for an intro, see if it's the type of community you like, you kick the tires and see how it goes. Now, that being said, if you join with an intro offer, you will not get access to the elite webinars like the live ones that are happening today. You need to be the elite monthly or annual, right, to get access to that. So in any event, hopefully we'll see you at those sessions, and hopefully we'll see you in the chat room soon if you're not a member today. We're getting a question in the room about being for the summit mandatory to be in the same hotel. Absolutely not. In fact, the hotel's got very limited rooms. I think they may be sold out by now. So you can stay at any hotel in the area. There's a whole bunch of them. Actually, last time I went, I in fact stayed at an Airbnb nearby, and that works as well. So absolutely not. Don't have to be in the hotel. There's a lot within easy walking distance, so you won't miss anything by being right nearby.
Yep,
all right.
Absolutely.
And speaking of which, I hope. Yeah, hopefully you'll join us at the summit. If you haven't got your ticket, there's still lots of time. Again, not maybe a lot of tickets, but there's still time. We've got 16 days till this thing kicks off, and it's going to be fantastic. This live trading summit is the world's largest summit. We've got traders from all over the world that come for this event, from as far away as Dubai and from as close as down the street from locals in Vancouver that join us for the summit. So it's going to be a fantastic one. Hopefully you'll join us at the end of March, the 29th to the 31st. In Vancouver. It's going to be a great place, a great venue, a great session. So hopefully you'll be there. All right, let's set some levels, Carlos. We're running a little behind.
Yeah. No, I think we're good. We'll do SMCI, Nvidia, and PLTR. Let's take a look here. High of the pre-market on SMCI is going to be 44.73, so we'll slam a level there. And then towards the bottom here, you do have your low right above the previous day close. I'm not too worried about that. We can leave that alone right there. Towards the top, in case we do get going, a level over at 47.99 and over here at 50.83. Towards the bottom, you have the highs and lows of the last two trade days. You don't have to worry about anything down there. So over at Nvidia, I have levels from before, but I'm going to remove them because, again, highs and lows towards the bottom doing an amazing job. I am going to mark down here 109.59. I got to send a message. When Andrew's ready, when they want me to disconnect from the chat, I can. Just let me know. I'll keep going until I want me to disconnect here. 109.59 is the low of the pre-market there on Nvidia, and then towards the top, guys, we have 114 is the high of the pre-market on Nvidia, as you can see right over here. Above that, there's a great level here at 117.53. We'll slam one there, and then above that, all the way up here at 123. That's far out, but hey, with the way the stock moves, if it gets going, it can really give us some good opportunities. So there you go. That is Nvidia. I'm going to take a look here at a PLTR. PLTR has been heavily in play. Towards the bottom, same thing. You got plenty of stuff going on here, so you don't need to add anything. I am going to add a level right over here at 84.99, and then another one over at 88.36. High of the pre-market keeps going. I'm just going to mark down 83.51 for now, but the high of the pre-market, as you can see, continues to push higher, which is really nice. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla this morning, man, what is going on? Everything I look at is just on a tear. So really, really nice. We get 3 minutes, 2 minutes of the market open here, guys. Peter and I are going to take you through the live trading here on YouTube. And we'll be ready for this. Let me just get some levels in and we'll get going. 246.16. I'm going to mark that there. The pre-market high is continuing to be developed right now. And we'll see where that goes. Next level I see on the daily is going to be 264.03, and then right up here at 276. So those are my tickers that I like this morning. Looking really, really nice. Looks like the overall market is just taking a nice little pop here. And not even, because the SPY is not even moving like that aggressive. You know, it just seems like POTR, Tesla, Nvidia, and SMCI. Well, not SMCI, but these three got their own thing going on this morning, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. All right, and Peter, your list looking good so far?
Yeah, it's a little heavy on the semis, I find, actually, because I've got my usual AMD and Nvidia, but then I added Intel and SMCI to it. So I feel like I'm a little overweight in that sector, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they tend to move.
Yep.
Yeah, we got just over a minute to the open, guys. And yeah, a little bit of a change of format. Carlos and I are going to stick with you here, and we're going to hand the room over to Brian and Andrew, who are going to dial into the chat room. And Carlos and I will stay with you on YouTube, and we'll be actively trading and letting you know what's happening with Brian and Andrew. We'll see how it goes. Our moderators have their lists in. You guys can check it if you're a room member. They're posted there. Seems to be a lot of commonality with people watching Nvidia, Apple, Meta, and Intel this morning. So those seem to be the most common, with various different moderators also keeping an eye on SMCI, Robinhood, and Reddit in one case. So Brian's actually going to be watching RDDT. So interesting there. All right, we'll let the room get going.
Disconnect from chat, and there it is. We'll continue here over on YouTube. T-Man, you want Brian back. I want Brian too. I understand. All right, market open, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's focus in. As Andrew would say, let's get into character. All right, let's see what's going on here.
I didn't have any structured plays for the open here. I didn't find anything was moving, strongly directionally pre-market that I could get a trend trade on. So we'll see.
Okay. Oh, all right. Andrew is having some issues.
Yeah,
okay, I see that. Yeah, he's having some connection problems.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, he's having some connection problems.
Oh, you got an echo going on there.
I don't know where's. I got it. Muted Andrew, and he's back. No, something's wrong.
Whoa.
Andrew, every time I unmute you, something's happening very weird.
All right, watching. Tesla did a little bit of a push down right at the open. It's moving back up now. We'll see if it can break through this open high.
Hold on a second, Peter. Brian, Andrew, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Do you want to just go here today?
No, give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out. I might actually be able to fix it. Just give me 1 second. I can't get into the chat room myself.
Okay, gotcha. All right. We'll wait for Andrew to do that. All right, guys. Go ahead, Peter. You were saying something?
I was just watching Tesla. I wanted to see if it can break over 248.20, which was sort of the pre-market high. I was maybe going to take Tesla for a long. Interesting. Notice it came right up to that level and then failed. It did hit a high of 248.33. It says here, but I didn't actually see that price print. So we'll see what Tesla does. Keeping an eye on that. A lot of stuff seems to just be chopping. A little bit uncertainty here, it looks like, in the early minutes. Trying to figure out which way to go. Put Intel up here. I want to see if Intel often has trouble getting going. Goodness, when this dog drops himself on the ground, my whole desk thumps. All right, keeping an eye here. Tesla is sitting at the low end of this range here. Really choppy in a range for the first 3 minutes. Just chopping between 244 and 248. Really, it's got to make up its mind what it wants to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't see much else moving. All the semis are cautious. They're cautiously higher. Nvidia, really tight range for Nvidia. Normally, 3 minutes into the market open, it's normally moved more than 50 cents, but not today. Not sure what that means.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at POTRs. POTRs looking interesting here.
Yeah.
I love that breakout out of the pre-market highs, but this might leave without me now. This is pushing higher. Let's see. So, man, that is nice. App 11. Is that APP? APP or?
I've taken a little bit of see if I can capitalize on this PLTR movement here. Taking a little bit of a long trade. I feel like I need to. I don't normally trade this type of trade. It's not my trade really, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
I might have chased this thing and then got myself into trouble.
Yeah. No, let's see. Let's see. I want to wait. So for those that don't see me trade live quite often, I usually just wait 5 minutes, right, for the 5-minute RB strategy is what I'm looking for. And sometimes that's hard to do. Not easy to wait 5 minutes when everything is moving nicely. But right now it's a lot of chop. Oh man, look at Nvidia. Nvidia is so nice right now. I know these wicks might look ugly to you, but that's a lot. That just shows a lot of buying pressure to me. So let's see what this candle does here. 5 minutes are up. Let's see if we get a clean pullback and then a confirmation candle. I'll jump in long. We're not going to get the pullback. Okay. Wow. Okay. That was nice. No pullback on Nvidia for us, at least for me. And it's gone. Wow, Nvidia. I wish I was watching. I was looking at something else and I missed it. Peter, you still in the POTR?
Yeah.
Looks good right now. If it can hold here.
Yeah, I hope so. It needs to get new high of the day here over 84.50, but it's struggling to get over 84 again.
Yeah.
It did momentarily, but there it is. Come on. I need it over 84 to stay in the green.
It's trying. What about Tesla? We haven't looked at Tesla yet. Tesla's also setting up here, trying to get going. Everything just seems to be feeling really strong right now. Nvidia, SMCI, you guys are mentioning it. SMCI not getting any love as it continues to drop here. What about Intel? We talked about Intel earlier today. See, this is why I say this stock is such garbage. Look at this. Just so choppy. And it does this a lot. Peter, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
No, I'm just watching
okay.
my stock here.
Sure.
Watching PLTR try and break over the high here. Here we go. I'm going to take some off there just at the high in case it pulls back from that level. So at least now I'm in the green on this trade nicely, so that's good.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah, see it once again, this 84.40 level is proving to be very difficult for it to.
Yeah, it's having a tough time here. Some of you guys in chat did mention.
This is just not my typical type of trade, so it's making me really nervous hanging on to PLTR.
Yeah. I know that a lot of us were mentioning, is this a fake pop, right? We're going to drop again because we've just been so weak. The market's not showing any signs of strength long-term wise, right? So we got to be on the lookout for that. Maybe a couple of drops coming our way here. Look at Nvidia turning around. SMCI taking a big hit. I think this market wants to go weak. Over on YouTube, is Trump speaking today? I don't know if he's speaking today. I mean, he speaks every day, but I don't know if there's anything actually officially scheduled. So I'm not sure if there's any press conference or anything he's going to talk about. There's tariffs today, right? We got the aluminum and oil tariffs that came into effect today. So actually, I think U.S. Steel, let's take a quick look at that. U.S. Steel is supposed to be doing some stuff here. They're up, not barely. They're not moving. Not that they trade well, but I know that's going on. So there's some steel companies are doing well. Yeah, the Nvidia. Yeah. Nvidia, there's the pullback. There was the pullback. No, Peter, if you're talking, I can't hear you. I just looked over and saw your lips moving, but I can't hear you if you are saying something.
Hear me now, Carlos?
I hear you now, yeah. Gotcha.
Okay. I don't know what happened. I was talking away. No, you couldn't hear me at all.
No, I couldn't hear you. If I was talking over you, I was not ignoring you. Just couldn't hear you.
Yeah. All right. I don't know where you lost me. I was talking about all sorts of things. But yeah, Nvidia is quite a relatively small move for it so far this morning, right? Only about a $2.50 move. Normally, it's it's sort of a bigger swing. Good, solid upward move. Did you end up? You didn't get into this, did you?
No, I was looking at something else, man. I missed it. And also, I gotta set up my screens differently for this type of live stream because I have it set up for a pre-market show. So I gotta set it up where I can look at more stuff. And still look at the chat and the stream. So it'll take some adjusting for me to get things ready.
Right. I don't know if you heard. I did get out of that PLTR trade. I'm not sure if I cut off.
No, we didn't hear any of that. No. Okay.
Okay. I got out of break even for the rest of not my typical type of trade. It just can't. I mean, look at how many times it's hit its head on this 84.40. Very interesting on PLTR. Not something I normally trade, especially not at the open. Not my type of trade. But yeah, see that level. So if I share, I don't know how I share a trade with you, Carlos. But anyways, it's sort of a. I got into it. I added when it sort of went down to the low of that range, took a partial when it got back up to the top of the range, and they said, you know what, I'm just getting out of break even because I just, if it didn't break through, I didn't have a lot of faith that it would be able to. I mean, it's slowly, it's sort of leaning higher here, as you can see on PLTR, but still, I don't have a lot of confidence that it's going to break out. So we'll see what happens. But the market's not looking as strong now.
It's a tough level to break out of. I mean, it's struggling at the moment.
So just a little trade for me this morning. At least I covered my commissions and could buy myself breakfast with.
Well, you can't buy yourself eggs, though. I'll tell you that much.
No, the funny thing is, egg prices in Canada have not gone anywhere near as high as in the U.S. Right? Like in the U.S., it's been obviously huge because you had the big the bird flu, right, where you had to eliminate a lot of the unfortunately the poultry stock. Whereas we didn't have that same problem in Canada. I guess Canadian farmers were, didn't suffer the same diseases. So so egg prices have been higher, but not to the extremes I've been hearing about in the U.S.
Yeah. All right. And Nvidia gave us our pullback, and I missed it because I was dealing with some tech stuff here, but great pullback. So hopefully you guys were catching because we were talking about it, right? We were talking about this possible breakout. I love these two candles here, but today's been a difficult morning so far as tech stuff. But nice setup there. I love the buying pressure you're getting here, and this would have been anywhere here a great entry to go long.
Lenny in the chat room posted a trade on Nvidia. He managed to capitalize on that, got in pretty much right on the opening minute and rode this up. over the last couple of minutes here. So good trade from Lenny. Looks like Andrew and Brian are struggling to find trades this morning. Not a surprise. It's it's a tough morning, right? We're not getting a lot of strong directional play.
I think it's just because, man, this market is, this inflation, everything going on, these tariffs are just brutal right now. Oh wow, Lenny got in on this really early. So let me put up and show it to you here, guys. So that's Lenny's trade on Nvidia. That is pretty nice.
Andrew's sitting on a losing trade right now on the Qs, which is unfortunate.
Jeremy, no, we got some stuff we got to work through. I'm not sure if you saw the comment. We really can't talk about it much, but there's some restrictions with some live trading stuff, that you got to be careful with. So we want to make sure we're compliant and that we're following all the rules and regulations, So just for now, that's all I can say. This is just for now. We'll see what changes we can make. But live trading is happening in our chat right now. And I think we set up we had a heads up that this needed to happen. So we do have a link with a discount for you guys. For anybody that wants to see Andrew, which is much discounted than what it normally is because of this change that we have to make temporarily. So I think that link, that the support team has, that we can share with you guys if you guys want to join and see Andrew live. And the chat room has no delay whatsoever. So if you've never been in the chat room, you can take advantage of that. And then not permanent, we just got to see how the changes go going forward. So bear with us as we go through this. I know that me and Peter are not the regular people that you're used to trading with in the market open, but we hope to keep you company and to hopefully provide some good opportunities for you guys. Brian is also in chat as well. So Brian, same thing. He's in chat also. So they're both there. All right, everything pulling back here, Peter. You was right about PLTR, man. I wish you would have taken a short on it. You was right about it. Look at the drop here. Man, that's a very weird resistance area at that number, so clean. It looks almost, algo-like. Rumble. William, I heard of Rumble. I've been on it. I don't know. It's
Wait, isn't that oh no, that's Bumble. That's Rumble.
Oh, Peter, I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm thinking Rumble.
Okay.
I've been on it. It's like another YouTube thing, and I don't know. We'll have to check. So here's Tesla trying to hold the 20. Do we trust it?
Wow. Yeah, I don't like the way PLTR is moving here this morning, so I feel lucky to have gotten out of that with my my skin intact.
Here we go. Tesla pushing higher, trying to hold on here. Always trust Tesla, brother. MP says. I like Tesla, man. I really do, but I don't trust it in trading so far. Gotta be careful. But it looks like it's trying to hold here at 250.
Yeah. See what it does. AMD has not been able to break over the pre-market high that it's set at about 8, just before 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Nvidia's pulled back a little bit. Yeah, pretty weak open actually. So we are still green. Everything's sitting, hasn't really changed direction. The markets haven't weakened significantly, but they haven't gone strong. So like we were in the pre-market, right? You guys got to be careful out there. Just because we started green doesn't mean it's we're shooting off to the moon. In fact, the markets look very uncertain right now. So I always keep note. I actually have an alarm on my phone that goes off at 10:30 every day, because I find at 10:30, if the market, even if the market's picked an early direction or if it hasn't picked a direction, either way, often at 10:30 you get sort of, that's when a decision gets made and a direction can get picked for the next couple of hours. That happens very, very commonly. So if you keep an eye on the markets, you'll notice. And it's not 10:30 exactly. Like, we're talking about sometime between about 10:15 and 10:45, roughly. You can find that. So I'm hoping that today that's what's going to happen as well, because right now I'm not seeing a lot of I don't have a lot of confidence in anything at the moment. You finding any trades, Carlos?
No, I'm just looking at some of the stuff that you guys are mentioning here in chat. Like American Airlines is good. I like this one. I want it under 10. I'm definitely gonna buy in for long term. I'll just start buying it under 10, just kind of getting a position in it. But airlines are doing bad, and usually airlines are the first thing that go, man, when you start having talks about a recession. I don't want to say the R word and get people scared, but airlines is one of the first things. Yeah,
it is. It is. They say the chances, I guess the odds makers now have it at 40% that there could be a recession. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, whatever that
means,
right?
The first thing people cut is travel. Like, that's the first thing. Why are you going to travel and spend money right when things are not looking well? So, airlines here are starting to show some signs of stress, as you can see it.
Yeah.
Delta, I hate to United.
I hate to sound elitist, but I find the recession it is usually good for me, because that's when I find good travel deals. So I tend to travel more during recessions.
You know what? I know recessions are bad, and as we continue to look for opportunities here, but if you're prepared and you got cash on hand, that's when you could really make some good profits and like I said, good travels. But yeah, it's just be ready. Just be ready. If this is coming.
I mean, you have to have the cash availability to be able to do that type of thing. But yes,
exactly.
But you're right. Even from an investment point of view, right? There's often good opportunities. You just have to be sort of ready for it. So.
I definitely wasn't ready in 2008. I was not ready at all. I was out being reckless. All right.
So last night, random note here. Last night I was watching a hockey game. My local team, the Ottawa Senators, were playing last night. And interesting, between periods of the broadcast, they said, do you know what today's the anniversary of? They said 5 years ago yesterday was what the sports world would consider the start of the pandemic, because that's when they actually canceled a basketball game. The basketball game, I think, was, and I don't know who the teams were, but Carlos, I think it was in New York. So the Knicks, anyways, I don't know who, but I think it was, they were literally like, the stadium was filled. The players were on the whatever, on the court. And I think it was one team that refused to play or something. And anyways, but the league halted play, and then they ended up halting like sort of all sports in a cascaded effect shortly thereafter. But last night was like that first professional sports game that got canceled because of the pandemic. So I thought, wow, like as the announcer said, 5 years ago today, the pandemic started. That simultaneously feels like just yesterday and a million years ago. It's weird, isn't it?
Yep. All right, I'm getting you guys. I see your message. I'm gonna get a link for you guys. So I'm working with. That's why I'm kind of quiet here. I'm getting a link for anyone that wants to join that special and go straight to the chat room. So I'm working with them to give me that link. They might need to create it, but they can do it pretty quickly if they don't have it already. So give me a second as I get you guys that link if you want to join the chat room directly. Again, it's gonna be a special discount given the change we have to make. We don't know how long this is going to be. Me and Peter just said, hey, we're ready. We're here. But we can have Andrew come in and give recaps later. So that we could do, right? It's just, I can't talk much about it. But let's get you a link, and I'll be right back with you guys.
All right, watching United Airlines, since you guys pointed out the airlines here, it's dropping pretty steadily here this morning. United, Delta, and American all down. The semis that I usually like to trade more, boy, AMD is just horrible looking, moving sideways this morning. Not a lot of directional, well, no directional price action at all. Stuck in a very tight range here, so that's not looking pretty. PLTR, which I tried to take a long trade on, definitely did not go higher. In fact, it's looking weak right at the moment. And Tesla even has moved back to the VWAP, or the average price for the day, and looks like it's maybe going to drop below that. We'll see if it bounces here. But yeah, this is a choppy morning so far. So be careful. If you're looking for trades, I would advise not forcing anything today. Certainly, we're not getting any strong opinions about which direction things should go. And I mean, look what just happened on the SPY. If you look at the SPY overall, we were dropping, and then we get this big wick higher before regaining that level that the last minute closed at. So clearly, it's just one of these mornings where we're not getting a strong directional opinion. So it looks like the big money is confused and just waiting it out. I'm not sure what they're waiting for, but definitely not taking a side at the moment. Yeah, Nikita, I would agree, right? Very choppy. It's not moving that well. AMD moving sideways. Nvidia had, at least it looked like it was getting some directional movement at the open, and there was a good open trade on it. But now, yeah, it's stuck in like almost a $1 range. That's very tight for Nvidia these days. So,
All right, perfect. Sent that message out. We should be getting a link shortly with the discounts. All right. Let's see how our boys are doing over in chat. Andrew is in and out, back in on Nvidia.
yeah,
It's a tough day, guys. I could see the choppiness. I mean, it's not looking pretty. SMCI continues to sell off. Let's go through the stuff here. Nvidia was the trade. If you took Nvidia early on, it was really nice. Right now, it's just kind of going sideways. PLTR, good sell off, and then Tesla back to the VWAP. Intel we had on deck this morning. Looking at that, it's just ugly. Rocket Lab, I had Rocket Lab on my secondary, and that was actually a great short. And it's just continuing now. Robinhood and Amazon was also a great short at the VWAP. So you had some opportunities, but that first couple of minutes has been really choppy. And okay, I like Tesla here. I like Tesla short. I think the market's just going to go weak here. See what the SPY is doing.
Yeah.
What do you think, Peter? Another sell-off day?
I don't know. Like it's starting to feel like it. It's certainly, the sentiment is weak, but as I said, like I look for sentiment change around that 1030 mark, which means, between now and then, it could be a very short-term, directional move. I really don't know what to think at this point, Carlos. Still feels pretty choppy to me. And I like to play it cautious. I know a lot of people trade, their opening range breaks. They love the open market, and I get that, right? There's a lot of momentum normally, and you get some good price action. But I find, you get moves later in the day. Like yesterday, I was saying I only ended up taking one trade yesterday. And believe it or not, that one trade was on Apple. And you guys know I'm here pre-market, and I'm I'm in the market all day. But I did not trade till 1:30 in the afternoon. That was the one trade I took.
Yeah.
And I got Apple off the low of the day, and I was able to get it for like a $5 move higher. So it was a great trade and a great opportunity. But like I find those later day moves in range, they're actually a lot bigger than the open movement. It just takes longer. So if you've got the patience, you can often take advantage of that. But I get it. They're not as exciting to get into. But but I'm not going for excitement, right? I have to keep reminding myself I want it to be lucrative. If I want excitement, right, go jump out of an airplane or ski down a mountain or do something fun. This is not exactly, trading is not exactly where you're supposed to get your excitement. It's where we're hopefully, going to be
Should be boring. Should be somewhat boring.
making money. Yeah, if it's boring, you're probably doing it right, actually.
Yeah. I like Tesla here. Is kind of trying to test the VWAP. I mean, this is a great entry for sure. I'm gonna go short in here. Yeah, let's go short Tesla. Let's see if this works. All right, let's see where we go here. Why my VWAP is not the same price as yours? Are you using Dash Trader Pro, my friend? I don't have my. Let's get my triangles in here. I usually hide my triangles because I hide them when Andrew's trading, because then it confuses people. If I'm going a certain way, he's going a different way. It's very confusing. Yeah, I had it on the other day. He was going like, he was talking about a trade that I did not take, and it was very confusing. So let's see what we got going on here. All right, so we're short Tesla. I don't want to get above the VWAP on this thing. We'll give it some room to 247, and we'll see how the price action goes. But we won't stick around too long if we don't have to here. Oh, come on. Don't stop me out like you did with Apple. You saw what happened on Apple? Was it yesterday? Or the day before?
Yeah, day before.
Came right to my stop, and it was brutal. All right, let's see. See if we can get a nice sell-off here. So my first trade of the day, again, today has been a very weird day with a lot of technical changes and stuff like that. So bear with us. It will be better tomorrow, 100%. So just bear with us as we do this. Going there, yes, that was painful, and I think I'm going to get stopped out again. Let me see. I want to see here.
It's over 247.
Yeah, I got to get out. I'm going to a little more. Let's see. Yeah, this is no good. I'm getting out. Wow, brutal. First trade, no good. We'll keep seeing what else we can get here. But that was...
I was debating whether I would go with you on that, but I chose not to. I didn't want to,
You chose not to lose money with me. I got
yeah,
you.
I did.
Let's see where it goes. Markets are just so choppy these days. Yeah, they are. Oh, let's see. Can we get back in this? Oh, man.
You really want this thing short, eh?
I think so. I think it's weak. I think it's going to sell off, and I'm going to... should I get in here again? Well, see, now you said that, you got me thinking. I was going to go, and I'm like...
oh, well, hey, you do you.
I don't know. To be honest, this is one of those trades where I have a certain way. No, DFE. I'm actually pretty good at not revenge trading. I'm actually pretty good at not jumping on stuff. I get stopped out once. I reset pretty quickly now and pretty good. Before I did it. Before I would have been short already 3 times. But yeah, after 7 years and getting burned so many times over and over again, you kind of learn. It's just kind of, okay, don't do that anymore. I'm not saying I don't make mistakes. Trust me, we all make mistakes, but they're not that. Sorry, I'm just looking at Andrew. See,
if you're
okay, so you see, it makes me feel good.
If you wonder why my lips aren't moving, by the way, because you're looking at me, not Carlos is talking, but you're looking at my face.
Sorry, yeah. So
okay.
I forgot to change the screen now. This is all new to us, right? It makes me feel good that Andrew took a short as well on Nvidia. He also got stopped out. I'm not happy we both lost money, but I'm happy that us traders thought the same thing here, right? So he took almost very similar trade right below VWAP. It just looked short. It looked weak, and I'm glad we stopped out for this reason right here. Look at this.
Well, there you go. See, good thing you didn't get back in. Saved you some money.
Jam, no, I think it's, you know what it is? We are so different. Like Brian and Andrew are very different. Brian is great. He has a style. Me and Peter have a different style. And what's going to happen is some people are going to love Andrew's style because they see themselves as that type of trader. Some people are going to love Andrew's style. They see themselves as that type of trader. You're going to might love my style if you see, so you just kind of connect with the kind of trader you are. And that's what happens, right? So I'm sure some people are saying, oh, where's Brian, where's Andrew? And I get it. Because, that's your trading version of the moderator, if you want to call it. So, but it's good to see other people trade too and see other ideas, I think. So we'll see. Brian is too risky for you. Actually, I think Brian is more risk averse than Andrew.
Yeah. Brian, it's funny. Both of those boys, they refuse to let things run, which always drives me nuts because I'm a reversal trader, and the whole premise of my trading style is that you get in later in the day and you let it run, whereas they trade the open. And like Brian, like he's in and taking partials like within seconds, right? Like 20 cents later, and I'm like, come on, dude, like just give it a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But he's just in it for the short term.
That's what he's used to, and so it works for him. So, all right, I got a link, friends. Excellent. Let me get a link for you guys. For those that do miss your trading buddies, they are in chat live. Oh, this is nice. $19, and that's for a whole month. Let me see. Make sure we did this. Awesome. Okay, 50% off. That is great. All right, guys. So this link is not completely free, but for $20, you're gonna get a whole bunch of stuff, including your friends over live on the chat room right now. So if you're interested in that, that is an awesome deal. Take advantage. It's 50% off. It's probably the best deal we've given the situation. So take advantage of it. If you want to see Andrew and Brian trading live, plus everything else you get free with that, you get access to a whole bunch of stuff on there. It's a week, but you get access to the educational material plus the chat room. So give it a try, and we hope to have this resolved soon. We'll see how it goes. All right, SMCI, nice reversal. And Nvidia bouncing back. Do we trust the bounce? I don't, after being stopped out on Tesla. I'll just check in here. Rocket Lab coming back down. Hood. No, sorry. It's a week, I think. Hold on. Let me read it again. Yeah, it's a week, 50% off, so you get access to all the fundamental educational materials, chat room. Sorry, I'm reading it now. And also, you get to see Andrew and Brian trade live. So $19 gets you in for the whole week on a pro membership, right? So, I don't know if this is right, because when I'm looking at the link, I'm looking at it as me being a member. So click on the link, guys, and let me see. Tell me what you say, because I'm looking at it and I'm already logged into my account. So it's trying to make me downgrade my account, and I don't want to do that. So click on the link and see what you have there. What happens? Correct. Yeah, Glenn. Yep. Click on it. Let me see. All right, friends. What do we have here? So right now, Amazon going up. Everything is going up. Nvidia is going up. PLTR. Wow, look at Tesla. This is why you got to stop out, because you just never know. You just never know.
Yeah, I'm still watching. AMD looked like it was going to break down. It didn't get any lower than the open. Now it's right back up to the high. But it's, again, tight range, right? Keep that in mind. Tesla, same thing, right, Carlos? We thought Tesla was going to break down. Tesla's now moving back towards the high, but still pretty tight range. So
yeah, yep. It's funny, I'm looking at everything we have on deck, and I don't feel comfortable in any of these actual moves. And here's the problem. Also, there you go. Andrew has some trades. Oh, see, Andrew he got back in Nvidia long. Really, really nice. So he got Nvidia long right around here, this area. He just took a partial, and I think he's still in it. So let's see how it goes. Nvidia was probably one of the cleanest trading stocks, Peters, I think, today. I missed a good
Certainly off the
pullback.
open it was.
Yeah, I missed a great pullback here because I was doing some other technical stuff. And here, too, I kind of missed this. It was a rough morning as far as that. But for the most part, beautiful trade in here. And then we got another, hopefully, continuation going here. So that's working pretty well. All right, let's take a look here. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see if Nvidia and Tesla can keep this going here.
Yeah.
See, this is just you're not getting on a lot of these. You're just not getting a continuation. Look at Tesla. Look at this drop here. I mean, still is a good move. If you jump along anywhere in here above the VWAP, I mean that's still a $3 move. So you should be very happy. But take partials and get out quickly if that's part of your plan, because these pullbacks are aggressive. And over in chat, yeah, you bring up a good point. Who mentioned this? Wahid. Yeah, you bring up a good point. Your size also determines how you trade a little bit, right? Because as you grow in share sizing, then you have to trade a certain way. You can't trade the way somebody else does with a smaller account. It changes things, right? So you got to be aware of that when it comes to risk management and all that good stuff. So that's part of it as well. Hood, Amazon. What do you guys are watching? I need some ideas, because what I have, everything looks like crap. What are you guys watching over on YouTube? Nothing looks good, and I want to trade. Coin. I sound like an addict. I want to trade.
That's right.
Nothing looks good, but I want to trade. Need a fix.
I need a fix.
It's horrible. That's not being a good example to you guys. I shouldn't say stuff like that. PLTR. Long Nvidia. Okay.
You know my favorite game growing up was?
Let's see here. PLTR. I got some good stuff. Sniff. Nice. Netflix. I haven't looked at Netflix in a while. We only look at Netflix when they have news. Yeah, but it's so funny. Like, if you look at Netflix, can I share both my charts at the same time? I can. We got to get some new screens to be able to share both things at the same time. But if you look at Netflix, PLTR, let me see if I draw this. Everything looks like this here. But a lot of chop in the morning, the drop, and then the push up. Look at the PLTR here.
Keep in mind, even Netflix, it still hasn't broken really out of that high that it set earlier this morning. So we're still in a range. Like, it's still, there's nothing that's just up and to the right.
When I look at PLTR here, Tesla was actually pretty clean, and Nvidia was very clean. But everything else has the same choppiness, drop, recovery, and trying to figure out what's next right now. For those that always say, oh, you don't like Intel, this is why. Like, just look at Intel now. I mean, I know to give them credit, we're in a very choppy morning, but they are just the worst of the worst sometimes, right? I need to see how Pig Wrestler is trading this, because he loves his stock. Yeah, good buddy. He's been with us for a while, watching on YouTube. I got to see some of his trades, because I don't know how he loves this ticker. But again, it all depends on your style. Tesla waited for me to get in to stop me out, then went the other way. It's coming back down now. Thanks, Fanny. We appreciate that. Let's see here. Nvidia coming back to the VWAP. I don't see nothing. Oh. SPY. AMD very choppy at the open. Yeah, I saw that.
Very choppy.
I mean, I know, Peter, you look at this ticker every day, and it's just not great today.
No. No, AMD's not having a good morning, so not much to watch there. Nvidia a little bit better, but still, I would argue that this is still a very choppy price action. Normally Nvidia you get a stronger move, something a little bit more to work with. Looks like Andrew, as usual, has managed to do his magic and come out of the day green, despite a number of losing trades early on. So,
yeah.
And see Netflix. See that? Look, we were looking at Netflix a minute ago. It was pushing, testing that high of the day. Now it's right back into the range. So, and it's right at VWAP. So, choppy. Be careful out there. This is not an awesome day in my opinion. Being said, right, this is the type of day that I can often get great trading opportunities because, like I was telling you guys, we're just now heading towards my prime trading time. So we could pick a direction and start to move in it at some point in the next half hour or so, and if it does, I'll be ready. I do find it tough to trust a direction, though, when you get too choppy at the open like this. So often what I have to do is my trades then become much later in the day, because what will happen is we'll pick a short-term direction. Then I need for that to exhaust itself and then the reversal to come into play. So we'll have to see. It all depends on how things start to move. Spying the Qs. I mean, I'm looking at the triple Qs, QQQ, and it's interesting if you look at I don't know if you've got a 1 minute chart, and if you could just zoom out a little bit on that, Carlos. We sort of joke we have what we call the tinfoil candle that happens at 8:30 in the morning. That 8:30 is sort of a settlement of overnight accounts. Look at how the price action for today is completely within that single candle, right? Often I mark the highs and lows of that candle, and it gives me an idea of what the range can be for a day. And if you're going to get a trend, it needs to break out of that range. Today is a good example of that, exactly as Carlos has drawn here, right? Like we are trading within that on the market index overall. So it's something to keep in mind. It doesn't always work. And often we break through that range in the first couple of minutes, but it's interesting that, when it does work, it just gives you an idea, to me, now we've defined what a choppy day is, right? When you're trading within that candle, by my personal definition, right, this is chop. So all right, come on, markets, give us something fun. Tesla just heading back at VWAP here again, Carlos. I don't know if you want to take any risk on this now, but
I don't know, but I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what it is?
It could bounce as easily as drop.
Yeah, I want to see a lot of people struggling as well. It allows me not to push on stuff, man, because it seems everybody seems to struggle a little bit. But we'll see. Let's see if it sets up here. I like confirmation, so I like the drop. I like to get somewhat of a pullback and then take it short. I should have waited a little bit more here, but for more confirmation. But either way, I would have gotten it, and I would have still gotten stopped out, right? So let's see what in Tesla goes here, if we can get some kind of action. Not sure if I'm going to take it, though. I'm not sure, because it's using this area. What is this 246, by the way? You know what? What is this 246 level? It's a daily level, looks like. So it's using this area here, going back to this one. It gapped up pretty big and took off. It's using that as support, that 246. So I don't know how big that's going to be. Again, we blew through that 2 days ago, but it's just holding into a tight range right now at the moment. So we'll have to see how it goes here. To be honest, I don't trust it for a short. Just giving all the information we have now, right? Just the ups and downs. You know who could be trading well today, Peter? Maybe Thor, with his R levels and going back to the VWAP. He might be having a good day today. He likes this range trading.
Yeah, I think the range might even be too tight for him, because I'm not even sure if it's breaking through these.
Yeah, the first one might have been good. The first pop would have been good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this one. You're right.
I've got these range. Looks like Thor is having some fun. Oh, look! And Dr. Vanessa Charlin's in the chat room again, posting some of her futures trades. Looks like she's doing well this morning. A reminder for our elite members, she's going to be, or if even if you sign up now as an elite member, you can see her live trading session happening at noon today. So first time she's doing that. Should be a good one.
Peter, we completely forgot today's Wednesday. Andrew just reminded me today's Wednesday. Today we give a laptop, or a ticket to TEDxX or a membership. I'm not sure what he's doing, but one of those. But yeah, today's laptop day. So Andrew, we could probably come in on later with his software, and we'll get that giveaway.
We gotta get the likes up then.
Yeah, you gotta hit the like. You gotta subscribe. You gotta make sure you subscribe. You gotta like the channel, like the video, and you also have to comment. It's the way to get you into the drawing. So completely forgot about Wednesdays. Fun. So we'll see where it goes. Fun times. Yes. Tesla is laughing at us like, come on, get in short. And then once we get in, it's gonna say ha and go the other way. It's tempting us. Let's see. You shorted Tesla, Gurian? Okay, nice. It's just the same look I had last time when it got me, so I'm not sure if I'm willing to jump in here. Netflix. Oh, man. Just searching around for something that has a good setup. Rocket Lab was a short all day long from the beginning. Funded account. I don't think funded account is one of the stuff he gives. I'm not sure if it is. He'll give you a membership, then you can get the funded account.
Oh man, Carlos, I sort of want to take Tesla short now, but again, it's not my typical trade.
I see what you're looking at. I don't know. Because I have the same feel here, and I'm afraid
I blame
it's
you.
Just bounce. I'm afraid it's gonna bounce right back up.
Yeah.
So I'm just. Siri, cancel. Stop.
Siri's buying stuff for you?
I didn't even say Siri. I don't know how to pick that up.
Dude, you wanted 50 pounds of rice?
Better than 50 pounds of eggs, tell you that much.
50 pounds of eggs, yeah. Yeah, you have to mortgage the house.
Peter, look. Like the meme, like the meme from, what's the guy from Titanic? It goes like this. Have you seen it? Where he's sitting on the couch. What's his name? The guy from Titanic, the actor.
DiCaprio,
yeah. When he goes like this, look at Tesla. Look at Tesla now. Pulling back the other way, man.
Tesla.
Saved you money.
Yeah, thank
Leonardo,
you.
There you go.
You saved me, Leonardo.
Saved you money. Yes. It's not can't trust it, man. Really can't.
All right. Good thing I didn't then. Well, like I said, not my normal trade setup anyway, so that would not have been a mature trade. Even if it had it won, right? I couldn't take any pride in it because it's not part of my
What is this
CRVO strategies?
CRVO. We had a low flow stock of the day today. What was it? It was
this morning.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Rocket
my
Lab.
list
It started with a D.
Oh, I have it down here actually. I thought I put this in here.
Hold on. DWTX.
DWTX. No, but there was another one that was up like 40%. Someone mentioned it in chat, and I can't find it now. JV. No, that's not it. DTX. No. GV, Kevin. Oh yeah, it was this one. It was up 40%. Wow, look at that. So this is one that was up like 40%, and it's been up for the last couple of days too. Like if you look at the daily, it's been moving for the last couple of days here. And today's, it's no good. It's just down a lot right now from the highs.
All right, guys. Well, this was so far.
This is so
So
bad
far,
today.
pretty choppy. Yeah, not a lot of great opportunities, which is too bad.
Now we start getting into this reversal area, right around 10:30. We start seeing these reversals. Some of these might be looking good for that. Look at Intel. Intel's just getting lower here.
Apple's back at the low of the day, but Tesla's mid-range. Nvidia, geez, Nvidia's.
The pre-market was way too high. Yeah, it gave all the action in the pre-market on GV for sure, and just left nothing for the market open. And it usually happens with these low flow stocks. Like they're great pre-market tickers, and then they bomb at the open. Happens all the time. When they don't, if they're able to hold a good open, man, you could see these things just blow up, right? Because we had a few of those. We haven't had them recently, at least not that we've seen, Peter. But we went through a stretch where a lot of them were just taking off and giving you some really good runs. All right, so
Right.
somebody asked, why don't we go long on Tesla? And I guess this is the reason why. It's just, what's the strategy?
Yeah.
You can't trust it, right? And
Right.
I don't know. And for my stop to work, I need to give it at least $1.50 or something. And if I give it that and it doesn't give me at least $2-3, then my risk to reward is not gonna make sense. So,
And that's a good point right there, Carlos. We always have to keep in mind, right? Especially if you're a new trader, that risk to reward is a calculation you should always be doing before you enter a trade, in my opinion. Because how do you know if it's likely to move enough? So even if you caught one of these moves, is it likely to move enough to make it worth the risk,
right.
of taking the trade, of the loss? Because we all know that it's a probability game, and you're not going to win every trade. And let's assume that you only win half of your trades. That means you need to overcome at least one loss for every win. So your wins need to be. We usually use the 2-to-1 measure, right? You want the probability at least of the win to be at least twice what the risk is. So if you don't think you can achieve that, even if it looks like it's going in your direction, it might not be a good decision to take. So keep that in mind. Apple's finally breaking down here, new low of day. Again, so it looks so tempting, right? If you look at Apple, you said, I could have taken it short at 221.50 all the way down here. You would have had more than a $2 move. But you know what? I don't know. I don't see a signal that would have told me that this is the breakdown that was going to work versus the range it had been in.
Man, that is
all right. Tesla,
nice sell down.
Tesla's in the same spot here, right? Is it going to break down here or bounce once again? Tough to tell.
Let's see here. What's the overall market doing? So SPY right now, it is on a downtrend for the day. Let's see what the Qs are up to. Same thing here, slightly, right? Not nothing heavy, but is it gonna drag these tickers down?
Boy, I am feeling very, very fortunate to have gotten out of that PLTR when I did, and not to have, created a problem for myself this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. What's driving the markets today? Well, we had CPI this morning, right?
Nothing.
Do we have anything else on the calendar, Peter?
The federal budget balance comes out at 2:00 this afternoon, but that's not usually a big market impact. Again, in these days, right, with the attention on politics and stock market is a little more intertwined than it normally is. So, it's possible that we see a little bit more of an impact than normal, but tough to say. So, but I wouldn't anticipate it. If I was going to place a bet, I would suggest that you assume that it's not going to have much of an impact.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Baba. Yeah, I had we looked at Baba earlier. I didn't put it on my list. Again, it dropped here pretty nicely, pretty clean, but it seems like the volume was very light, so I'm not sure how well opportunities would have been to take this short. Looking at it now on a dead chart, right? Because not sure. That's right, Scott. Laptop giveaway. Andrew's got some stuff. Andrew's been doing like some giveaways on his Instagram too, aside from what he does here. Aside of that, so make sure to follow him on Instagram. Yeah, he did a giveaway. So last Wednesday he did a giveaway here in the YouTube channel, and then he did another one. I think it was like on Thursday on Instagram for anyone that followed him or commented a couple of times on his thing. He did another giveaway there. So yeah, follow him at babytrace.com on Instagram, and join the double the chance to win.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to sign into Instagram with a different name so that maybe I can win one. You won't know it's me.
I never thought about that. How can we rig the system here? How can we get a couple of tickets?
We can juice the system here in our favor.
Absolutely. Nvidia's back up, Tesla back up. I mean, it's just nasty, guys. We are looking for something to trade. So far, one trade got stopped out on Tesla, but I don't see anything fun. If you guys see something that looks great, mentorship. That's right, Shir. He gave away one-on-one mentorship with him. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You definitely want that. Arcade Hood, Amazon. Okay. Everything looks so bad. I gotta start looking at new tickers. What do you guys have as far as tickers? So we looked at Baba. You guys mentioned that one. AMD, no. What is Brian looking at? Brian's looking at Nvidia. Let me take a look. What else is going on here? GRPN. Somebody's looking at GRPN. Oh, that is so bad. It's up 30%. But Brian is in chat room, friends. He's in chat room. So we put out a link if you want to see him. He's trading live in chat right now. Again, this is not a permanent move, but we're just trying to comply with some stuff here that we have to do. That's all.
All right, crude oil inventories are out. Not normally something I watch on the markets, but they came out significantly lower than expected. So just thought I'd mention 2.1 million was the expected number for the inventory level. 1.448. So that's like almost a 25% reserve difference. So I don't see the market really caring. The market often doesn't, but it just seemed like a big number. Usually crude oil inventories being down is good for crude oil prices, right? Because if the inventory is down, the price needs to go up. But
the fact that we're not having like a bullish day makes me feel that there's going to be more weakness coming in maybe later in the afternoon parts of the day. Again, strictly just me, my opinion, nothing factual or that I'm basing that on. Just the fact that we're not able to hold, like if you look at things, although we're choppy, we are on somewhat of a downtrend on certain stocks, right? Look at Nvidia's high. It's at 116. We're at 114. The last high was at 116, right? This high now is at 115. So we are struggling to like make newer highs. Let me see if I could draw this here. You see that? So I don't know. Like we're not getting a.
Go ahead. Google had a good trend today, actually.
Yeah.
Interestingly, one of the few things that moved. Again, not a huge move. We're talking about a $3 move, but still, it's better than nothing.
There goes Tesla. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's gonna try to break this thing here. This must be a good support area. Let's mark this down for Tesla. 245, 40, 39. Even in the pre-market, you could see how many times we bounced off of that. So we'll just mark that just in case that means something. So we broke down from that, heading lower. That is the sell-off. Gave us no opportunity, guys. I mean, come on. And I think even if it did, I wouldn't have trusted it anyways, given how. And that's what happens, right? Like, it's been so choppy. Like, even when you start seeing your signals, you're confident to trust that signal is very difficult because you see the way it's been trading in the past, the choppiness. So, not easy to trade like that when things have not been going well. Tesla down. Oh, what is our buddy Brian is looking at? Still looking at Nvidia. My good buddy Brian. Andrew's watching Nvidia. He's not in it, but he's watching it. He's probably gonna try to wait for a bounce. We'll see. Comments in chat. Very choppy. Some people even went to paper trading today because it's very choppy. So they're not trading they want to trade, but they're not trading their live account. So smart.
Yep. Well, Apple actually moved lower here, so it's one of the ones that actually managed to break out of its range. Tesla sort of finally broke down. Again, sort of. Guys, really choppy day. Like, overall, I would say this is not a good trading day. So,
yeah,
good decision often, right?
Yeah, and depending on your strategy, like for example, if depending what you trade, could have worked out pretty good for you. The way me and Peter trade, this is just not ideal. Look at Apple though. Yeah, has a nice sell-off today. It's really, really nice. What's the difference between the 8 a.m. candle and the 8:30 candles? Great question. What does Avi look at? Is it the 8 o'clock candle? I believe it's the 8 a.m. candle. And Peter, you mentioned you look at the 8:30 candle.
I usually look at the 8:30 candle, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the differences are, but I know that this is what does happen. A lot of transactions take place on both of those candles. So I don't know what the difference is, which one's better or not, but a lot of transactions are recorded there.
Yeah, it used to be the 8 a.m. candle that we would talk about all the time because that was the one where you got the tinfoil line, right? That we used to call it. But I've noticed that you get a bigger candle at 8:30 a lot of times these days. So, like I'm speculating because I don't know the cause, but I will look at the bigger of the two and say, well, the bigger of the two is the one that's more likely to set the range. Because my understanding of what's behind it is this is a settlement of overnight accounts, and it could possibly be that they've moved that up, right? They could change the time. It's just a programming change, which would be relatively straightforward to do. So I don't try and presuppose the reasoning behind it. I just look and see if there's a big candle, especially if you get one with a small body, big wick on large volume. That's the key one, right? Where is the volume? And if there's more volume and more range coming in at 8:30, then I'll pay closer attention to that one. And today, I'm looking at AMD right now. I'm looking at Nvidia. Just looking to see very common on both of these right now, where you see they had both an 8 o'clock and 8:30 candle, but the range and the volume generally is higher on the 8:30. Not in all cases. Like look at Nvidia, the higher volume at 8 o'clock, higher range at 8:30. So. Again, I've learned. I used to it used to drive me nuts, right? What causes this? And I've learned I don't need to know the cause because I don't, right? And largely it's just speculation. What I need to understand is if it happens, what could the effect of that thing having happened be? And that's what I focus on now, right?
Yeah, 100%. So today the 8 a.m. candle for most cases was very small compared to the 8:30 candle. Obviously, 8:30 was driven by news. Let's not forget that, right? So. You can see that the big spike there on this 8:30 candle.
8:30 we had the CPI numbers,
the CPI.
Right? So.
Yep. Yeah, guys. Avi and Paris will be on at 11. They'll come on and go with do their stuff. We'd love to see how those guys traded today if they found good opportunities. Look at Tesla, man. Wow. Okay, the sell-off is happening. The weakness is in. That's what I figured. I knew it. The fact that we're such a downtrend and we're not bouncing back higher. Let's find a short, Peter. Let's find a short. Let's get into the action. Hopefully it's not too late to jump in anything. Microsoft has oh, I thought you said Micro has been killing it, but you're saying it's killing you softly. Man. That's not I wish I read that differently, but yeah. It's very choppy. Very, very choppy. What platform do you use to hold long-term investments? I was going to say TD Ameritrade, but it's not. It's Schwab now. So I use Thinkorswim with the platform Schwab. I'm with the platform. No, Thinkorswim with the broker Schwab. It used to be TD Ameritrade. That's my first trading ever account. I had it for years, man. Before Das, before Andrew, before Baby Traders, I had TD Ameritrade with Thinkorswim. Love the platform for long-term stuff. Really, really nice. So, and free commissions too. So take advantage of that for long-term stuff.
I'm with a private banker, so I just I generally go through them.
Okay, cool. But for like long-term investments?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, it depends what we're talking long-term. If, real long-term, like for multiple years, yeah, I use private.
Oh, yeah. If you're talking like retirement long-term, then yeah, I'm with like Merrill Lynch. Like, that's different. Like the mutual funds, the active stuff that I do, like when I say long term, I'm talking about swing trade for a couple, maybe a month, not a month, like 3, 4, 5 months, sometimes even a year, depending how it is. That's like semi long term, but like retirement stuff, yeah, Merrill Lynch and mutual funds is all different. I'm glad we cleared that up, Peter, because it could be, what's your long term, my long term could be different than somebody else's. So.
Right.
Absolutely. Why don't we keep everything in one place? Great question, Matt Props. The reason for me, because I started with TD Ameritrade, right? Before I knew about DAS, and I love their mobile app. They're the best mobile app there is for like swing trading. They're even to check charts. They're awesome. So I had them forever. And then when I opened up Interactive Brokers with Thinkorswim, I just kept it. I just kept my, didn't cancel and move it over. Which makes sense because if I swing trade American Airlines, right, which I do a lot, and I want to day trade American Airlines, then it doesn't conflict. I know you can have Interactive Brokers with several account numbers, right? I just rather not do it that way. Yeah. But do it the way it's best for me. Yeah.
For me, it's just different investing philosophies, and I don't want to intermingle the thought process. So having separate accounts with separate organizations really makes me to change my thinking. Like you said, retirement portfolio, I'm very different, right? Very risk adverse. I have a lot of bonds, a lot of private stock offerings. I do some very different focused investments, and I want to make sure I'm thinking about that when I log into that account very specifically, and that's why I have a private fund manager who takes care of it for me, as opposed to short-term, right? The swing type trading that I don't do a lot of, to be honest, because I just don't want to have to manage it, right? I want to trade each day, be flat at the end of the day. Obviously, that's independent broker I use for that account. And then if I ever want to go on vacation or leave or go away, like I don't have to think about it, right? Like it's my long-term portfolio is being managed because there's someone always on duty over there, and I get to go and enjoy my life. So I'm very fortunate. Occasionally when I do the swing trading, I want it in a separate account because I might think that, for example, Nvidia is a good, midterm buy over the next 6 months to a year. I might have an opinion that it's going to, go higher, but I don't want to confuse that with the short term that, at this moment, I think Nvidia is a short trade. So, I purposely keep them far apart so that I have to sort of change my thought process to get access to them. That's my argument.
Yep, absolutely. All right, laptop giveaway coming up pretty soon, guys. Sure, if I was you, I wouldn't be telling people to hit the like button because that means there's more opportunity for you to win the laptop.
There you
But
go.
I gotta tell them. But
Good
I gotta
point.
tell them hit the like
Good
button
point.
to be into the laptop drawing. Oh, Andrew's ready to go here. Okay, excellent. Oops, sorry, I'm calling Avi. Look, I'm calling Avi. By mistake, I clicked on Avi's picture. You know that you
Yes.
cannot make calls to Avi in Dubai with Telegram.
Oh no? Is it
No,
because
you
it's
can't.
restricted in country?
It's restricted. Yeah, you can't do that. I didn't
Huh.
know that. I can send them voice note, but I
Neither
can't.
did I.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna bring in Andrew is in the chat, so I'm gonna try to stream the chat directly because I know Andrew is having some connection stuff. We're trying to get into vMix, so let me get him. Let me get his audio. Give me a second here. I want to see if I can hear those boys, and I'll bring in the
What's Google
screen.
doing? Google's
Can you guys hear that?
moving the other direction.
Peter, do you hear Brian talking there?
Yep,
You heard him?
I hear
Okay,
him.
perfect. Let me bring the
I think I just
screen.
heard him.
Where is the screen here?
PLTR dropping. Is that your Columbia mug?
It is California. No, I don't know where I got it.
Oh, California. Thought it
Yeah.
said Columbia.
All right, good to go.
My corporation tax assessed, and I'm getting $485,000 back. More TQQQ. More TQQ. Continued big vision.
You can afford to buy out that lease on the Lamborghini when it's done.
I know. Like, man, this market. With this market, I'm gonna go back to Toyota. How are you doing, guys, in YouTube? Let's see what the YouTube people are doing. How are you guys doing? Did you? I know, team. Rich got richer. Tax in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I was reading. Robert Kiyosaki was saying about how the corporation are get away with the taxes and how middle class actually pay taxes. And that was his sentence. He was saying that corporations are taxes was something that was designed to help the poor, but now is actually used to punish the poor and help the rich. That was what, and how always it got me in that. It was very, very nice. So I had a lost day, guys. So this is my account situation. You can see the guys in the chat room and probably in the YouTube as well. So I had a really bad loss on TQQ. I made money on TSLL and NVIDIA, but TQQ was really bad. So the markets really didn't have much of a momentum to the upside. But the good news is we're going to get tax returns, so we can actually buy more TQQQ and be more degen. Guys, I don't think I'm going to take any other trade unless like TQQQ goes to the red or maybe a SPY at the previous day close. Maybe we can take a reversal on it, but it seems to me that the volatility is over and I have to accept the loss. And this is the time of the day that I usually don't have any success.
Yeah.
Zach is asking, where is the bottom? I don't know, honestly, to be honest with you. I'm actually got off guard with this sell-off, and I still have my TNA position that is really down. Like, I'm really big down on it. I didn't sell, but I didn't see this sell-off coming, and I should have known, as someone as experienced as me, I should have known that the sentiment quickly change, and you can't really expect
You just never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just basically why you need to have stops. If you do enter a position, know where your stop's going to be.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the taxes, it's a very obviously heavy discussion that like it's been like 100 years that people are debating over tax the rich, tax the poor, and everything. But I personally, I mean, Canada is very high taxes, and I personally, I get less motivated to make money when they tax me. I don't need the money, honestly, but it's just that drive kills my drive when they're taxing the hell out of everything. Um, I mean, this is a completely different, things that trickle down economy or tax the rich. I mean, it's a very, very complicated argument, but it doesn't feel good. Oh, fucking taxes. Like I always overpay taxes. Like I got my assessment today that I'm getting $480,000 back because I'm always overpaying taxes every month. But Canada definitely is not a very tax friendly. My average in TNA is 38 now, Laker, but I don't have a lot. Like I have only 12,000 shares on it.
Yeah, see, it's the reason. What is it? The tax code's like 8,000 pages or something in the US. It's probably equally complicated in Canada. It's all those pages are just designed to extract money from poor people,
Yeah,
or at least keep rich people from paying taxes.
yeah, it really,
Yeah,
I mean, it really is. Like, for example, in the Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of the things that he said is just spending before tax or after tax. Like, everything that I spend is before tax.
yeah,
So everything that a normal employee, when I was an employee, my spending was after tax money. And I got audited by CRA twice, and they told me what are travels, what are these, and I explained to them, and they accepted that. So imagine like every money that I'm spending is before tax, so it's my tax is after that. But when you're issuing an employment, then they take the tax even before you see it. So that's a huge difference. I think the corporation, they're spending the money before tax. Like even if I
yeah.
accept a big loss today on TNA or some other my positions, I'm gonna get like 50% back at the end of the year. So that's why very early in my life I noticed that I have to bring my income into a corporation and I'm spending it through the corporation. But it is a privilege. Like Chris, this is a very important thing. Like it's a very good mindset. I have a mentor here. It's not my mentor, someone that I look up to in Vancouver, and then he was saying that you have to be proud to pay taxes. And if you come to that mentality, then you're reaching to a different level of wealth generation. Like Warren Buffett this year, I was reading his letter, and I did also mention in the newsletter. He said that every 20 minutes we send like $250 billion to Treasury Department per year. Essentially, every 20 minutes, $1 million we're sending to the Treasury Department for our taxes, and they're proud. And then one year that he had losses and he paid legal tax, he said, we are working under this flag, but we paid only a pathetic like $50 million because they had some losses. So his mindset is just we are under the flag, and then we're proudly to be like 17% of the taxes of all corporate America by Berkshire Hathaway. So that mindset is very important, and that like for example, Avi over there is paying no taxes because he's in Dubai. Shame on you.
Because the all that oil revenue pays for all their infrastructure, all the stuff that these corporations can use to make money, and businesses as well as people.
Taxes haram, Maria. I mean, in the Gulf countries are a different story. Like they don't tax your income, but they tax your consumption heavily. I think their import tax and sales tax are higher, which is an interesting model. Like you want to keep your money, but if you want to, that's why Dubai is expensive. Qatar, Doha, they're super expensive because they tax your consumption really hard. You want to drink, you want to have a luxury car, you want to have these, they have serious taxes on those, but they don't tax your income, which is a very interesting model.
Yeah. which is a more progressive tax as long as you're not taxing stuff like food, you know, things that people need to live on, whether you're wealthy or not.
Yeah, I have considered going out of Canada. Like I have a residency in Dubai as well. But the problem is, this is what I found is if you want to create and if you want to build something, you gotta be near North America. Like uh, like I've seen a lot of people going to Dubai and then they save taxes and stuff, but their life, you know, their professional life gets impacted when you are over there. You know, unless you integrate into that economy. Like in Dubai, for example, a lot of technology, a lot of, you know, the whole ecosystem is different. You don't really need North America. But me as a trader, as a financial, you know, if I want to run this community and I want to grow my companies, I need to be near North America. Because by the time that I want to go to bed, you know, all of my employees, all of my staff, all of my, you know, community members just waking up. So, um, and you can't like you know, in the long term it's not sustainable. Like trading is okay. Like Avi is trading right now, and Avi is doing some mentorship and stuff before, but now he's winding down his day. You know, now it goes out and his stuff. But my day is just starting. Office people are coming and stuff. Like maybe in a couple of years I'm thinking of moving, but being near North America as an entrepreneur is super important. You have to be near this time zone and this environment. You have to be one fly away from New York. And
Yeah, if you're certainly if you're running a business here.
yeah,
All right. Well, we didn't quite get into the red on the SPY, but so we bounced right off PDC.
yeah, I know. I'm
We're
thinking of taking another long on TQQ here at 60.45. I'm going to get another long on 60.45. Maybe there is a double bottom here on TQQ. Let's see if they can get a bounce. Stop loss would be below 60.13. Looks like it's slowly wants to bounce back.
tempted to short the SPY right here.
You're shorting a SPY? Damn, I went long.
I'm tempted. I don't think I'm going to take this trade, but I'm really tempted to short it here. It's at the
Nvidia
90 and
is
it's
coming
at the
back up.
20. We've gone through the 9, we're at the 20 now.
Tesla is coming back. Nvidia is coming back. I might get
Yeah,
back into
well,
the
this might be, who knows? See-ish.
Yeah, Vanya, this is something that I'm considering doing. Really, 6 months, 6 months. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have to finish my divorce yet because I have a court order not to go anywhere.
See, I should have, you could have taken that short there.
We are doing a giveaway today. Yes, very soon. But before, let me get some Nvidia. I was thinking of. Yeah, can you believe that, Mr. P? Mr. P. Yeah, Europe is nice. I agree with you. Europe is the place. Like Europeans, they got the life right, man. Everything is amazing in Europe. Europe, it's amazing. Europeans, they got the life right. Everything that they have is just amazing. Yeah. So let's see, Qs are bouncing back. Let's see if TQQ is stopping me out.
Yeah.
That was a trap.
Yeah, there was a trap. That's why I said I was thinking I was going to short SPY on that pop.
Oh, president needs to offer a piece of good news.
See, we did a 920 both on the SPY and the Qs. We went through the 9 EMA and got stopped, got punched in the face at the 20 EMA. And look at this, we're going to head lower now.
Yeah, TQQ is going down. IWN is really red. All right, I'm gonna get a stop that on TQQ here, guys. It's 1618. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised even Qs are gonna go red today.
Well, SPY is right back at PDC. I knew it. Should have taken that trade. It's going to bounce, try to bounce again here.
All right, so giveaway today. What should we give away?
SPY's red.
SPY went red, huh? That's not good. They're selling.
Dow down a lot again today.
It's because of Apple.
It's because of Apple. Because of Apple, yeah.
Apple is a big
Apple's. Wow, it's at 2. Oh shit! Why didn't I hold on to that short? Damn. Apple's right in an area where there should be some support around 215. Another buck. And then 200 is could be easily in play here.
Yeah, Apple has this level at around 214.90. Yeah, 215 might be something that back in 2024 we had a couple of really nice big things. Yeah, this was a bad day today, honestly. I mean, this pop is selling off really. Market really sold off 1%. It means that
the thing is you always consider yourself a long trader, like you like longs. Whereas I'm more, if I had a preference, I guess, or a bias, it would be shorting. So this kind of day is great for me. It's not as good for you.
Yeah, it's been my trading isn't going really well, honestly. Something is really broken into my system.
Yeah, I think they're just used to the market constantly going up, constantly getting dips, getting bought. Kind of bails a lot of people out when if they have a permanent or a bias to one way or another. Oh, Bob is down 2.25%. So looking at some of the EW. So looking at some of the out of country ETFs. EWJ.
Yeah, I think it's that frog. You're right. That freaking frog. And I know, guys, I can't be back poor again. Honestly, after this Lambo and stuff, I cannot be poor again. Man, I've been a rich man. I've been a poor man. I select rich every single time. If I lose it all, it's I cannot go back.
Don't worry, you'll always have a place to stay here. Got a basement suite.
There's no way. Like how can I not drive Lamborghini again? Oh my god! The way that the market is going down, I'm leveraged. It's gonna happen very soon. But oh man, I cannot go back. Please, Mr. President, do something. It was so fun being rich. All right, so let's get the participants on this, and let's get a membership for our folks here in the YouTube. Yeah, I like it, guys. Like it. 10 more likes to 500 likes. Yes. Go, 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 go. Membership. Isaias Velasquez. Congratulations on that. And yeah, I mean, SPY went red. Yeah, the market really has no momentum. Thanks, boys. Avi, how are you doing? Avi and Paris are coming.
Hey, doing well, having a good time. I see it's been tough for you though. Can't hear us, I guess.
Hey, Javi, Andrew.
So, Brian, I think, yeah, we think we're going to sign it off, give it to
Okay.
Bob. Yeah.
Sounds
Thanks, guys.
sounds
See you
good.
tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, guys. Remember, we have a psychology webinar on Wednesday. And remember, guys, I want to remind everybody to come to Vancouver. So less than 3 weeks. It will be amazing, amazing. And the VIP tickets, guys, you can actually come Friday to my place. It will be super nice. We throw a party here. Ciao, guys.
See you guys. Have a good rest of your morning. Hope everything was we had a good day. Again, don't chase stuff. Just pick levels and trade against them. So where you got to trade this market now.
Hold on. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Brian. How you doing,
guys,
Paris?
I was just going to disconnect you here from Andrew and Brian and then hand it off to you guys. Congratulations, Isaias Velasquez, man. Good stuff. Won the giveaway there. How you guys doing today, guys?
Hey,
Hey, Carlos. Having fun? Showed up late, actually, but having fun. How
Good,
about
man.
you?
I'm glad I only have one loss and that's it because I'm seeing anybody else struggling. I'm glad my damage was very limited today, so that's good. But yeah, man, I'll let you guys to it. Which screen I'm going to keep it for a while because I'm going to take a quick break, so I won't be able to switch screens for like a couple of minutes. I'll be back and let you know when I'm back.
Cool.
Who do you want me to leave it
yeah,
on?
sure.
How you doing, Paris? Having fun yet?
I struggling, but green on the day. That's at least I'm happy with that.
Right.
But yeah, I took quite a few trades on Tesla, Nvidia, Hood, but none of them had continuation. I think the same thing that Andrew was facing, that every single trade that I took did not have a continuation, and maybe most of the things because I'm long biased on Tesla, I was, and yeah, but overall small green, nothing crazy, but happy to keep it small. How about you? How's
Yeah. Smart keeping it small when it's tough. Yeah, I got mixed up with daylight savings time. You believe it? I had it right for 2 days until I came late. I'm like, what happened? So I showed up, the market's already running away, and I got two out of two green trades. Both of them were almost 10K, and now I'm in this Tesla. No, what is it? SPY short, which is I'm looking for 554. And if
very
this works,
nice? Very
this will be a
nice.
third green trade of the day, and that will be setting off nicely. Shorted SPY earlier from one level to the next, and now I'm going from this level to the next, basically, if you see my charts. And I got Apple as well, one level to the next, basically. Actually, today's
This,
oddly enough, it's a good day for my style.
yeah, and this is a
Um,
perfect trade for you.
yeah.
Like the perfect levels that you've drawn, you've shot it at 557.50.
Uh, just a little below. Yeah, as
Okay.
I saw the momentum coming in, there it is now, 554. It's getting very close into the target. I've actually added in on this, so it's heavy position, which means I'm going to exit aggressively before 554. So now I'm really just watching wherever the support comes in, which looks like it's right there. The 50 cent mark is where I'll probably exit when it hits there again. But yeah, just So it's kind of funny today. I showed up and it was choppy, and when I showed up, it stopped being choppy. And okay, it takes some. So I guess I got lucky showing up at the wrong time. But goes.
Luck
Okay,
favors the brave, bro. So it's
the brave. All right, I'm out of this position. There's 75, almost 90% out of my position here. Just closing this one. And I just have like 5 contracts left now for the remaining move. Risk-free at break even. All right, so that's 3 out of 3 today. And I'm not going to complain about anything, if that's okay with you.
very
There we
nice.
go.
Now everything is selling off.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, look at that Apple sell-off, You talk about the
Man,
move. I caught like one tiny piece of it, and it felt big at the time, and now look at it. It's massive.
man, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Apple, I did not even have that in my watch list.
Yeah.
And man, this drop. I think that's what it's driving the entire market. And this
Yeah.
drop was long due. A lot of stocks were Apple was holding very well, but this drop was long due.
Mhm.
And Apple does that. It doesn't drop at the time when it should, but one day it would find a day and then it would just drop.
Yeah. Massive. Yeah, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but yeah, when it does, it moves, and it's been wild. Last couple of days been wild. What I saw on Apple was actually on a 30-minute chart, big downtrend basically. And in the pre-market, a big consolidation. So it looks like a big reverse ABCD pattern happening. So I'm just waiting for the breakdown. Breakdown of this was about 219.50 zone on the chart. And so when the 30-minute candle started arriving in that area, that's when I zoomed into the 1 minute. And you see it just did the breakdown, the retest, and off you go. So I just caught that little $2 move. On any other day, you'd think $2 pretty good on Apple, but then it's gone another $2. So but that's the setup there for you guys who are interested. Just basically playing a breakout. It's effectively like a 40-minute ORB or something. But there you go. That's that one. But fun. Fun, fun. Are you into anything now, Paris?
No, I'm
Anything?
not in anything right now.
Okay. Cool.
I am just keeping my hands tight. Nothing crazy.
All
Everything
right.
is on a sell-off. Everything is extended. It was extended in the pre-market too. It was extended on the gap, like upside. Um, and I was thinking that it would give a pullback. But at the open, the Nvidias and the Tesla, and everything was very strong. And that's what changed my initially the price action was gapped up, extended, and the price action was looking that it was extended and it should pull back. But
Mhm.
the way the price was holding at the open, the first 30 minutes, I would say, it was very bullish. And I think that's why my bias was like, even after it was gapped up, if my bias was changed, okay, initially at before the open, what I was thinking that it's gapped up, extended, it has to sell off at the open, pull back, and then rally for the remaining day, or maybe hold it for the for or a continuation on the upcoming day. But it did the otherwise. It was strong the initial half an hour, then sold off after like 1 hour or so, or maybe like after 1 hour, half an hour, especially on Nvidia and Tesla. Nvidia and Tesla was something that I was watching very closely, and even the tape of that. But yeah, then SPY sold off, then everything was pulled down, Apple selling off. Now everything is weak. So, and that's the nature of the bear market. They usually, yeah, they will have some big rallies or gaps ups and then they sell all day. So we are in that bearish kind of an atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like the moves up are just pullbacks for the continued move down, basically. And yeah, so that's the way I'm seeing it as well as in the other sense. Seeing everything bearish. If you look at my screen here, guys, on the 30-minute on the SPY, it's basically been coming down, and then it put in this massive wick over here in the pre-market. So my view beyond that is just find a way to short it at the next level. So breakdown And so I'm only ever thinking short on SPY today. So one level to the next and then one level to the next. I took both those trades, two separate trades, got entries. Well, let's go into the 1 minute. So got the entry from one level and exit at the next. And then more recently got the entry from one level. Exit was just a minute ago. So, I mean, I'm just, seeing it that way. So those are the big picture setups. And oddly enough, from what I see, everything was, well, from everything, SPY is the only decent setup as far as candlesticks go. Later, Apple happened to become a setup. But
Yeah.
overall, yeah, different ways of perceiving things. But yeah, that's how that goes. We got stuff in the chat here. We got Stephanie, you traded the Avi style and patient. Okay, good. Well done. Congrats. There you go. It says you won the membership. Congratulations. What did Andrew tell you? I think just email him, right?
Yeah, just email either andrew@beabletraders.com or support@beabletraders.com.
There you go. Cool. Sensor Cal, you want to know, can we consider 550, 750 as a retest of the level? Which one are you looking at? SPY, I assume. 550, 750. Yeah, this is exactly what it is. This is what I traded. If you look at the chart, it's a breakdown and then a retest of 550, 750. So there you go. Exactly. That's what we're looking at. Congrats on winning the membership. It's awesome. Greg, how do I determine the levels? All right, anyone else want to answer the question today about how do you find the... I'm going to take a walk.
I knew that was gonna come in, but yes.
Oh my gosh. All right, let me find a way to say it in less than 5 words. I don't even have 5 words. The levels are the high and low of the 8 a.m. candle on a 30-minute chart. Measure the distance and then draw lines further up and further down on your chart. And there's nothing more complicated to it. There's no carburetor, no adjustment valve. There's nothing. This is it. Okay, nice and easy. Who's coming to Vancouver, guys? I was just unpacking all my old snowboarding gear. Look at all these jackets and stuff are sitting on my desk. Old helmet, goggles, all this stuff. You believe I have all this stuff in Dubai? And it never snows here, obviously. And I have a whole lot of gear in this place. It's so weird. It's sitting in storage. And today I open it up. So get ready and come, guys. I'm all excited now. Off to Vancouver and Whistler. And no, I will not wear the snowboarding jacket here. It's way too hot. If Carlos comes online, I'll wear the leather jacket because he does that too. But that's that. Oh. Jude, I'm not repeating that. T-Man, you got the wording wrong. It's Avinacci, not Fibonacci. Anyways. Look at that. Yeah, I'll show you the screen if you want it. Well, I guess you guys can look at the charts and tell me, where does Apple want to go next? What's the next stop? It's pretty straightforward, really. Just measured move stuff. Anyone want to guess what the next stop is? There you go. Yeah, just about 214. That's right. 213.80-ish, 75, somewhere there, yeah. You guys got it. Division V, no, I don't trade the Qs. I've looked at it and it's not too far off from trading the SPY. It's almost the same thing. So as far as price action is concerned, so less to look at. So let's see. We're looking at the Apple chart. It's broke out a level, pullback, went to the next level, consolidation, retest, and it's pulling down again. This is a good setup for a continued move down through 215 right now. It's a descending wedge. I wouldn't trade it here anyways. It's not my style, but you can see the price action. You see any other setups for us? Anything that could be interesting?
Nothing really.
Yeah, I don't see anything that worth it.
Yeah, I wanna take long on Tesla and I wanna take long on Nvidia too, but it's just that the price action is very bearish overall.
Yeah.
It's I really think that Tesla has that bounce.
Browns, bienvenue. You want to know why we don't give away a Vancouver entrance? Why don't you give away Vancouver entrance? Why don't you buy the ticket? You get laptops, you get memberships, you get all kinds of stuff. I mean, Andrew's even offering rides in his Lambo, and you might even get to see his bedroom. So, all kinds of free stuff. Blue chip, if the 8 a.m. candle is small, then the lines have a smaller distance in between them. That's all there is. And if the levels are too close to each other to trade, then don't trade it. Leave it alone. You don't have to trade that ticker, right? You can trade anything. The whole market's available. There goes that bounce you were just talking about. Wow, look at that, Tesla.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nvidia bounced too, Tesla bounced too, but yeah, it's been trying to bounce, and I have taken quite a few trades on Tesla, and every single trade turned out to be a winning trade except one. And now I was thinking at going long 242, but uh, yeah, I chickened out. I was like, okay, should I get in, get long again? But let me explain the thesis behind all the longs, right? So today, this morning, Tesla was, I think, very strong buying pressure at 245. Very strong on the tape, and I wasn't confident. I was looking for much more confirmation, and the more confirmation you wait, you miss up on the entry as well. A lot of times I try to get in earlier before the breakout because the volume was actually very quickly stepping in, and that's where I went long. It popped up very quickly and slammed the bids right there. So I did not like it because when at the open, when the volume is great and when you slam the bids, the momentum is so much that it can in a heartbeat it can actually go down. So I chickened out, got stopped out at break even. But as you can see, this uh, move to the upside right here. Then the second trade was actually the same thing that I was looking for a bounce from here. This was the opening range, looking for a retest. There were buyers stepping in at the VWAP as well as okay, this has a chance to go up, but it never had that. And then again, the buying came in. I did not take this particular trade, but every single time it comes around this area, 247, 240, 750, they were buying the buyers kept stepping up. And I tried one more time. It very quickly popped up $1.50, and then my stop loss would break even. Second, third time, but same. Every single time you see, it always moves in my favor, and that's the beauty of taking a trade and getting a better entry and reading the tape around it. But the continuation wasn't there. And when the continuation isn't there, there is no reason for me to hold on to the trade. It would come back up, hold here. I would add more and look for a further extension. But if the continuation isn't there, I stop out at break even. The same fourth trade, I went long at 243.50, scaled out to 247, added more. I was okay, now maybe it holds. It tried to pop up, but did not hold it. And I think the SPY sold off really hard and then stopped out break even. So pretty much, all my trades made on a profit, scaled out on the profits, but every single trade did not have continuation and stopped out. So I'm green on the day. Same thing with Nvidia. Nvidia was every single time I took one trade on Nvidia, short actually, because the volume was selling off. It tried to hold, and I was trading Tesla too. So Tesla I got stopped out. I was like, okay, this is more weak than long. And when I shorted it, This drop, go back and watch the tape, guys. This is the drop where you see the price action is though the candles you see are weak and I scaled out on my profits, but the tape was very bullish. And this is where, go watch it. I think the buyers kept stepping up, and that's the whole reason I did not even wait for my, getting stopped out at break even. I knew it is gonna pop up, and this is where it exactly popped up, and this is the new, sellers take over. But this area was a lot of buying, and that's why you don't want to wait for it to hit, hit your break even point. I rather actually came out much earlier than my break even point, and that's the beauty of the tape. You sometimes know that the stock is not gonna go down, even though you're short on the trade, and you can come out earlier than waiting for it to hit your break even. So those were the trades. I also traded Hood at the open, and Hood was really nice breakout. This was the opening range right here. This was the opening range right here. I took the opening range at the breakout, popped up. It held higher at higher price. I added more, scaled out on my profits. And then when this was a bad drop, this was like, okay, this is, if it has to bounce, it has to bounce very quickly. If it doesn't bounce, it tried to bounce, but then very quickly, as soon as it lost the opening range, I was like, okay, no reason for me to be a part of it. Got stopped out. So three tickers, none of them like a crazy big meat of the move, but still keeping it green overall.
Nice. You can see the value of the tight entries, right? You can
Yeah.
even save yourself and minimize the losses when you have excellent entries. Nice. Good. What else we got here, guys?
So Tesla is showcasing a little bit of strength now. The SPY is coming back too.
And Nvidia did a near perfect bounce as well, right off the level around 113. So as you were saying earlier, interesting. And yeah, Tesla and Nvidia, both of them. Nvidia is still in a good place.
Yeah, Tesla, I would have gone long at pullback right here. This was a very good bounce at 242.
Right.
Now it's trying to see if it holds here. Overall, it's at a place where you would wanna. It's still trending lower though, so nothing.
Question here, Lan, you want to know, in the next webinar, will I talk about entries? Well, show up and find out, eh? We're going to talk about the webinar here. But yes, it's the webinar is going to be a strategy-based webinar, which includes entries and exits, right? So that'll be on the 20th next week. I think that's Thursday. Next Thursday, 12:30 Eastern in Trading Terminal. Yes, you'll get what you need over there. Kyle Taylor, the level on Nvidia. Let me zoom out. What does it say on the chart? It says 112.92. Yeah, so just about where you have it, 112.8, just about. There you go. Division V, standing versus sitting and trading. I think better on my feet. If I sit down, I'll take a snooze in between a trade usually. So I prefer to be on my feet. Keeps the blood flow going, keeps the brain sharp. As long as you're fit enough to stand, so take care of your fitness so you can stand for hours. That shouldn't be too much trouble for most people. And you're okay. It's all about blood flow, really. Asgar, you want to know about room to the left? Consider pre-market, same day, also day before. Yes, I'm looking at all of that. I zoom out. Basically, I'm looking at the structure of the price action. Of course, again, in the webinar, we'll be going into a lot more detail on that and what is room to the left and how that factors in as one of the key nuances in the setups and strategies I look at. But just here as an example, real quick, on the SPY, when it made this big wick on the 8:30 or what is it, 8 a.m., 8:30 candle, that's the one I was interested in. And you can see it hasn't been here in a while, this 566, 555, 564 area right here. You go back on the chart. The last time it was here was a while back, looking at the price. Look at that, it's just going down. It struggled in this zone for a little bit, then it went down. It never consolidated in this, where this wick is. It just went right through it, quite literally. And in the most recent price action, this is a big anomaly. It doesn't like to be there. That's the whole point of room to the left. So on this structure, it's pretty obvious to see room to the left, and therefore I'm convinced of the short, and then you have the shorts after that. The new lows are the entries. So there you go. Division V, is that what you do? You use a treadmill on your desk when you're trading? You're running on a treadmill while trading? First, you do that? Are you
Not really.
standing up? No,
I'm actually
really?
sitting right now, so
There you go. It's different for everyone, guys. I mean, I prefer standing, but if you want to run on a treadmill while you're trading, it's up to you. But I don't know how that works. Neil, the webinar is not today. It's next Thursday, March the 20th at 12:30 Eastern in tradingterminal.com. And don't worry, it's free for everyone. So come have some fun. It'll be the last one before heading off to Vancouver. And we have all the fun over there. So come see this webinar and come see the follow-up in Vancouver. You're going to enjoy it. We're all going to be there. Lots of great speakers, guys. Looking forward to this. Cool. Thank you, Kyle. Much appreciated. Oh, let's see. SPY is interesting. Bounced exactly off the level, straight back up to the next level. Almost there now. And this is where things get interesting on the charts I look at. The SPY has been bearish and it's done a reversal. Let's say missed a reversal. You can catch the continuation of it if it reclaims the level about 557.50. It goes above it, breaks through, does an ABCD kind of pattern, all the bullish activity. That could be a possible opportunity. Basically a retest, sorry, a continuation of a reversal. Again, that's been a pretty successful trade recently. So something to watch for on the SPY. Apple, I don't see that happening at all, but the SPY is interesting.
Nvidia is strong. Nvidia and Tesla both are strong.
Yeah, very interesting. Lan, you want the Nvidia charts here with the levels? Here you go. Nvidia with the levels that I've got for today. I didn't even put the levels further up. Let's put some on, see what happens. It's about that much. There we go. So it hit 116.35 and just popped above it and rejected. So that was a key level. There you go. Kyle Taylor, you want book recommendations? Last time Paris and I talked about that, we went into like children's books like Alice in Wonderland and things like that. Are you interested in those, or are you talking about more relevant things? So that's a big conversation if we get into it. To put it simply, there's psychology and there's technical stuff. For psychology, I recommend The Art of War. We all know that old text. And The Zen Trader or Zen Trading by Peter Castle. Two of the very powerful ones. And the other one is, of course, Best Loser Wins, which most of you already know about anyways. I think those three have been the most powerful for psychology side of things, at least from what I've read.
My system is again hanging. Here.
You know, today Microsoft did some strange update on my system. I couldn't use it for like an hour. I was freaking out, but maybe you have that too. Microsoft upgrade. That's most likely it's the RAM again.
Yeah, let me see what is taking a lot of my bandwidth.
Andy Park, it's on the chart right here. You can see the levels. They're just measured moves off the 8 a.m. candle right there. It's already on the screen for you. Good question here from Mike. You're saying you lost 3 options trades last week and the drawdown was huge, but in the end they did go in your favor after they stopped you out. How do you stomach that stuff? It's a good one. Yeah, it's hard to be stable when you're in a bit of a losing streak. For me, personally, there's one rule in my trade book which says if the setup shows itself, I have to take the trade. I absolutely must. There's no saying no. So even after 3 winning trades or 3 losing trades, it doesn't matter. If the setup is there, I must take the trade. So I've spent too many years being afraid to trade after a couple of losers or after a couple of winners even. But once I started doing that, I still haven't got that down perfectly. I'm still working to be more aggressive. But I've seen the results are tremendous. So again, becoming more robotic and less humane, put it that way. But yeah, the more you can be aware of these human tendencies, and I think 90% of solving the problems of the human problems are just awareness. Just being aware of it solves 90% of the problem, and the rest is easier. So that's a tough one. And if you're in a losing streak and you're really messed up with your psychology, then let it go. Just don't show up. As in, take a break. You don't have to trade. Take a break. Psychology is first. If you're not in the right headspace, of course, don't trade. And for me, that's the big stop out. I will not trade if I'm not in the right place. I won't even show up to trade on a lot of days if I'm not fit for trading. So that's the psychology is the real big one. So if you're struggling with losers and then you get upset that it goes in your favor, well, firstly, don't trade if you're struggling. Secondly, it's very normal for it to go in your favor. So you had the right idea, just the wrong timing. And that's perfectly normal, part of trading. It's very normal. I take it quite often where it's 2 or 3 attempts or 4 attempts before it goes in my direction, I get the winner. It's normal. So you got to accept that as normal. So if your setup comes again, take the trade unless you're psychologically all messed up. Then don't trade. Then just walk away. So I think try that process. At least that's what I like to do. Division V, the SPY trade. Nah, it's not there yet. It's not there. Now, today I'm done. I don't have the capacity to manage any more trades. I showed up late. It was a bit chaotic. I took 3 trades. All 3 were winners. Now, after this, I'm going to go put my kids to bed and do all that. My head's already like in that zone. I'm not in the trading zone anymore mentally. But this is one of those days. There's other days where I sit here and I trade for 6 hours, no problem at all. But today's not one of them. I actually told the kids I'll be with them tonight, so I'm going to spend some time with them.
Yeah, I'm not in any of the trades, but the good thing is my options on Tesla are doing great.
Brilliant. You sold 200 strike, right? Puts?
Yes, 200 strike puts.
For this week's expiry?
Yes.
Nice. Oh man. Perfect. Yeah, that's a nice way to do it. Let's look at those. Yeah. So they're sitting at about 35 cents now. Yeah, you got a nice run.
Yeah, almost 75%.
Beautiful. There you go. Bronze bin venue, you want the SPY levels? Yeah, sure. It's on the screen now. Take a look. These are the SPY levels I have for today. Tesla, yeah. Yeah, selling naked puts. That's a good one, especially as you were saying, Paris. If you are willing to buy the stock at that price, then it's like putting a limit order in and you profit if it doesn't hit your limit order. So
Yeah. And one of the things that has, I've like almost 99% hit rate is one of those days where a stock is down close to a good mid, mega cap or a mid cap stock which has a good option interest. A stock that is down close to 15 to 20%. And that's where it's much because it's very closer to the strike price that you want to sell. You get a very good premium. First of all, the volatility is increased, and you get a good premium. And plus, you are betting on the fact, which is the probability of that happening is very low. When a stock, a mid cap or a large cap company is down more than 15-20%, having, going down in a matter of a week, another 15-20% is uh, very close to negligible. It doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. It can happen. I have been into a situation where I sold TNA after that happened, and then I was assigned those stock, and it continued to go lower. That was like one instance I remember that TNA did that to me. But all the other instances, like it's 99% hit rate. It always you just have to like sell some naked puts and then wait for them to be assigned if them and keep selling them until they get assigned. Uh, unless it's a good, bad risk reward. Now, like for example, the Tesla is bouncing. I do not want to sell if it's bounced like 260. I'm not gonna sell again. It has bounced already to that level. But yeah, this week was a very good area where it sold off really bad, and the chances of that continuing to sell off was very low with the way that it has been selling off for the past. So that's why it gives you a very high risk reward and a great hit rate. And it usually like I'm telling you, it's a 99% hit rate. The only thing I remember was TNA, and then it gave me a very good exit too. Like you definitely is gonna look for a bounce, and I basically exit at break even. So the second if it assigns to me, I hit my break even stop loss, and then I just get out because my intention is not to make money on the TNA put that I had sold. In this case, if Tesla would have been assigned, that's a part of my long-term portfolio, and I would want to hold Tesla for a long-term portfolio. So for 200, I wouldn't have sold it, but the idea is always to sell it. Like even though when I'm getting into a stock that I do not want to hold, and if that gets assigned, I would put up a stop loss at break even. Like I would put a exit at break even. Sorry, and it usually it gives you a very good premium as well.
Nice. Yeah, timing that, understanding price action, that's the key. First thing,
Yeah.
then you can time the moves.
So Tesla did popped up from 242, and I'm not in it, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, most things are. And Tesla did make the move, and yeah, the level for me is 244.60, and yeah, you were looking lower. It was a nice jump from there. Very nice. The SPY is very interesting in this area. I would consider a long here if I was trading.
at this area.
Yeah, reversal, and if you can identify a bullish pattern here above this 557.50 zone, going up through 560 and up, that's what I would look for. I don't see it set up yet, but it could be a possibility.
But I think Nvidia has a chance to break the high of the day today.
Yes. Nvidia for sure pushing up very nicely. 115.20 is the key resistance. Once it gets through there, that's the place. You can see the resistance at 1054 right there. Cool. SPY, yep, Matthew SPY's retesting. Asgar, how's AMD for a break reversal at 100? Where's AMD? What's AMD doing? AMD is resisting 100. That's firm resistance for now, but it keeps hitting it, right? Keeps hitting its head on it. which is an indication that it may want to break through that. But I mean, you need to have a proper breakout strategy in place. For me, it's just so far it's messy. I wouldn't touch AMD anywhere. Earlier, I would have thought about it for a long an hour and a half ago or something, but it's no, it's all messy. I don't want to play with that. I'd say there's easier ways to make money in the market than playing with AMD today. SPY is the most interesting to my eyes. Yeah, Division V, yes. I'm about to have SPY's FOMO. That's it. You know me too well. FOMO's coming. It'll be here in about 3 minutes when this thing pops.
Guys, I'm taking a long on Nvidia. I'm taking a long on Nvidia.
Nice.
Let's see if it holds. I'm long Nvidia, guys. Let's see if it breaks the 115.
There you go.
Boom, baby. Boom, boom. You gotta love those. So I'm looking for a break of 115, 13.
Nice. Got it at the bottom of that candle. Nice when it goes quickly.
Yeah, yeah. That 114.63 held it like a boss. It was a very clear held bid pattern.
Nice. Beautiful.
Boom, boom, guys. Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom. Ah, nice. Oh, what a pop.
115.20 now. That's the one. Key number.
Yeah, now it is a question of it going to 116. Man, literally I risked 10 cents on it.
Wow. You're already like 30, 40 cents in. Nice.
Actually 60.
Oh shit. Brilliant. Look at that. Amazing. Tight entries, guys. Money's not just made in the where you take profits, but also a lot of it's on the entry, getting the good entry. Amazing.
What a drop. What was that? What is that? Somebody slammed the bids right there. Let's see if it has a chance to hold. I'm stopping out at break. I will be stopped out at break even if it does that. That was a big slam at above 113.
What are you guys doing on YouTube? You're shorting against Paris? Come on, guys. Seriously. Stop moving the stock around.
It was bought back again. Let's see
There,
if it is able to hold.
there we go. Tesla and the SPY, same thing, same activity as Nvidia. Looks good to go. Nice, bullish. Here's that continuation of the reversal happening on the SPY. And this is where the FOMO comes in. Paris is getting a piece of this on Nvidia. And I'm getting FOMO. There it is. Matthew, you're in that? Nice. Good, man. Good. Division B, yeah, you know it. Oh, yes. Nice. Whoa, look at that. It's pushing. The SPY is pushing. Nvidia's, yeah, sitting there. It'll go.
Okay, come on. This time it has a chance to pop up. Come on. If it break like a boss, bro. I think you're gonna break like a boom, boom.
There it is.
I think this is yeah. I got a bad fill. I was trying to get exit at 27. My system is still very laggy. I have to do with something. I'll have to check with Carlos. I don't know. For me, I see that the DAS is skipping prices a lot. So
The candles are slow, but is the tape coming through okay, you think?
yeah, tape is okay. I think tape is okay. The chart, the way the chart is, like the prices, I see the price increase on the tape, but I don't see the price increase on the chart. And that's the lag that I see.
Makes sense.
Okay,
Meta.
boom. Something volume came in. Let's see if it breaks this time to 1525. If it breaks that, the buyers are getting aggressive on Nvidia.
You guys on YouTube getting a piece of this? Nvidia, SPY, Meta, everything moving in the same direction. AMD did it as well. Messy though. Hope you guys are getting some. This is the market behavior has shifted in the last few minutes. You can see the movement. Even Amazon. Amazon stuff.
Okay, so 1525 has been a continued seller, which the buyers are trying to absorb. So I wanted to break the 1525. There are higher and higher ask at 1520. Let's see if it breaks this time. Somebody keeps slamming the bids at the 115.25, but the buyers are continuing to absorb the selling pressure, and I think the buyers are gonna squeeze the hell out of it on the short side, and the buyers are gonna squeeze to and break the 1525. The buyers are getting aggressive. They are trying to absorb everything, but eventually they're gonna squeeze all the shots who are trying to sell at 1525.
Yeah, it looks good for a move up, a pop to the upside from
Yeah.
these candlestick patterns. I'm seeing the same thing. AMD as well at the same time, just pop through 100. There you go. Don't know how you would catch it, but
Yeah, now it's gonna squeeze. Now it's gonna squeeze. Let's see if it squeezes. Let's see. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 27 lift. Still, again, there is a selling pressure right there. 27 lift. Yes, boom. Boom. Again, slammed somebody. Somebody again slammed. So 25 lifted for sure. So now let's see if it squeezes to the upside. I wanted to squeeze very quickly. I did not anticipate that it would still hold here. I wanted to lift again. Yeah, now it's gonna lift. Let's move. Yeah, 35. Yes, nice. Yeah, there is a lot of lag that I see. Boom.
Nice.
This is exactly what I was talking about, guys.
Oh, nice catch on that. Somebody lift and squeeze Paris. Come on. Very nice catch.
Yeah, now let's see. Now let's see if it goes to 116. Now things are the sellers who were trying to short the, go and bring the price lower, they all got absorbed. Now you will see a very quick squeeze to the upside. The things like when you squeeze the shots will have to get out. So that they will have to the price moves very quickly in your favor. And that's why breakouts work very quickly, because all the resistance and all of these things, if it's a valid breakout, they tend to move very quickly in your favor. So I see higher ask right there. And guys, all I'm doing is pinpointing where the buyers and sellers are. Pinpointing how the buyers are interacting with the sellers. And if you're able to judge that, you can, with a very high uncertainty, you can tell how the price is gonna do in the immediate future.
Hey, Beta, you want to know about the Nvidia entry now? If it holds 115.20, I would call that a breakout and a retest of the breakout of 115.20. That would be my style. But I don't know if it's a good place to enter here. Actually, no, it's fine. But you really need to confirm that retest. I wouldn't enter right now, but let it drop a bit. But that's the only way I would possibly even think about it. And in this place. Matthew, SPY to 560. Yeah, 561 is the next level up for me, but 560 is a pretty obvious big one that's been in play today on the way. And it's all looking bullish for now, at least for the afternoon. Askar, you want to know how I draw these levels? Yeah, I don't duplicate them. I just draw it again 2 times and put it where I need it. That's all there is. And there you go. Yeah, Nvidia's looking bullish here. It's not even pulling back to retest that 115.20, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and that's I think it has a chance to go to 116 today.
Yep. Yep, looks good.
Like all these sellers are being absorbed very nicely. They're absorbing it very nicely. There's so much of volume being done. Like every single minute, there is like 600,000 shares being traded. And
yeah, it's amazing. Oof. Apple did a perfect retest of yesterday's low, near perfect, and rejected. Looks weak again for the day. Could not break that. That's a very good retest right now. It just happened a couple of minutes ago. So Apple short is it's a very convincing kind of setup. What do we have? Most things are pushing down.
Yeah, the SPY is pulling back too.
Let's see where these buyers are. Find out very quickly. Apple looks like it's got no buyers, but everything else, very possible the buyers to be where not anywhere here. Oh,
Okay, very strong drop on Nvidia. I think the entire SPY index is dropping. I'm gonna move my stop to break even.
oh. Yeah. Nice. That's the way you manage it, guys. Get a good solid entry with good risk to reward. Take your profits when it pops and stick it at break even. That's what Paris is doing here. Manage the risk and let the winners go in your favor. You do that, you'll be all right. There you go. SPY did a bounce right at the level. That was a good retest. The last 60.
I added more on Nvidia looking for a bounce. Let's see if it has a bounce from here at 115.
Yeah, the buyers right there. Just below 115, huh? You can see them
I saw
stepping up.
them too.
Yeah. Closed a very bullish candle and continuing.
Love you, love you, love you, Nvidia.
Yeah.
Like you can pinpoint your entries and exits, man. Like this is, and I'm doing it live in front of you guys. There's nothing.
There you go, guys. Brilliant. Ooh, Apple as well. Wow. That's the surprise. Look at that thing pop up. Didn't see that one coming. But nice. Everything now. The SPY as well. SPY is a big one. Very nice. Very nice. All right, guys. That is noon. Hope you all had a good session today.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
had-
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
brilliant trade.
everyone. See you guys on YouTube. Thank you, Avi. Have a great rest of the day. See you guys tomorrow. And
All right, take it easy, guys.
peace. Take care, guys.
Great trading, Paris. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
See you guys on YouTube. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Easy.